Live Sports presents University of Maine Playoff Hockey. Brought to you by Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, your total transportation center. By Home Vision Video. With 17 locations, we've got everything you need to take Hollywood home. By John Roberts Factory Outlet, offering expertly tailored business attire for men and women at the lowest possible prices. And by S&OK, Maine's premier old-fashioned soda, available through Cumberland and York distributors.
Good evening and happy St. Patrick's Day from the Alfond Arena at the University of Maine at Orono. This is Rich O'Kimball, and it is NCAA hockey playoff time as Bowling Green takes on the Maine Black Bears. The Falcons and the Bears meeting in the second of what is a best 2 of 3 series. And last night, the Black Bears won the opening game, an 8-4 victory over the Falcons. Jim Montgomery and Martin Robitaille with a pair of goals each as Maine won. The Black Bears, of course, no strangers to playing Bowling Green. They've met several times before. As a matter of fact, when Maine earned their first trip to the Final Four to the NCAAs, it was a victory over Bowling Green here at the Alfond that got them there. So tonight, it could be a chance for Maine to move on. Basketball tournaments, of course, around the country moving down to the round of 16, and in hockey moving to 8 after this weekend. The Black Bears hoping to wrap up the series tonight, and if they do, it's on to Wisconsin where they'll play the Badgers. We'll come back and check out the starting lineups for the game in just a moment.
Bumps as big as cars. Sunday River, you've got to ski it to believe it.
It all started here in Great Works, just outside Old Town, with Percy O'Keefe's father and his partner some 78 years ago. They would mix up the flavors, all the good ones like root beer, birch beer, sarsaparilla, even cream sodas, bottle it up themselves. And for over 30 years now, Percy's been delivering S&OK soda all around Maine. For the good old-fashioned flavors, S&OK soda from Butterfield Bottling, a Maine native.
Another big crowd here at the Alfond Arena as the Maine Black Bears look for their 33rd win of the year and their 5th in a row over the Bowling Green Falcons. Let's get a closer look at tonight's game as we go to our play-by-play men for tonight, Dale Duff and Scott Smith.
Okay, Rich, thanks very much, and happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And Scott Smith, this should be a great game because when you get right down to it, the Bears have a game to give, and they don't want to give it away. At Bowling Green, their backs against the wall.
Well, they have to come out with great intensity because Bowling Green isn't going to lay down. Jerry York coaches his team very well and gets the most out of them. Bowling Green has to pick up his defense. Their defense hurt overall last night, and Maine's powerful offense just took control of the game.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the key players to watch tonight. Number 19 for the Brown and Orange, Nelson Emerson.
Well, Nelson's got 81 points. He picked up an assist last night. He's got 30 goals and 51 assists. He's their key to the offense, and York expects him to put out a little bit more tonight.
And for the Maine Black Bears, again, number 19, the freshman, Jim Montgomery.
Well, just that freshman class is so great, and Jimmy's one of the leaders of that class. He's got 20 points in the last 10 games, so he's been on a roll offensively.
And if you're looking at statistics and playing here at Alfond Arena, well, it is so very tough for the opposition to come in here. Still this year, only Boston College has beaten Maine here, and Bowling Green has got to do something. If they're going to win the series, they've got to win 2 in a row on the road, and they've only done that once this year. So if you look at statistics, it's got to be an uphill struggle for Bowling Green.
Well, it's definitely one of the toughest places to play in college hockey. Bowling Green knows that. They know what they have to do tonight, and Maine can answer the bell. Second night night has been their strongest night.
As a player, Scott, let's say you're a Maine Black Bear. You want to get out there tonight and get off to a good start and maybe get Bowling Green in the hole. Is that the way you want to do it?
After last night, you know, they got a big win, and they might have let down a little bit today, thinking about, well, we can go out and beat them just like we did last night. Guys will want to come out and get a good hit in, or maybe get a shot on net, get themselves right into the game mentally.
And if you're a Bowling Green player?
All out, Dale. They got to go all out every shift, and hopefully things won't go good for them, but, you know, they got to come out strong.
Well, there you see the numbers. The Falcons have not done that well on the road in the NCAA tournament. But then again, not many teams do well on the road. This is a tough place to play, and the road is always tough.
Well, it's playoff hockey, Dale, and it's tough to play on the road, especially in the playoffs.
They're announcing the starting lineups. It'll be Paul Connell in net. He's the senior who played the third period last night. He will be in goal for Bowling Green. And now let's get the rest of the starting lineups from PA announcer.
Number 11, Joe Wynn. Now, the University of Maine Black Bears. Here we go tonight, senior, from British Columbia, number 1, Scott Kay. On defense, a sophomore from the left line, number 7, Keith Carney. And number 23, the sophomore from Boston, Montana, Brian Stroud. And left wing, the sophomore from Shediac, New Brunswick, number 8, Scott Cullivan. At center, sophomore from St. Louis, all the way to the Jack, Martin Robitaille. And right wing, the freshman from Rosemead, Quebec, number 28, Sean Eves Lamar. Ladies and gentlemen, the officials for tonight's NCAA action, referee is Buzz Christensen, linesman John Jones, and Bill Jones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor American national anthem sung tonight by University of Maine sophomore Brenda Zolich.
The Bears and the Falcons, game 2. The opening face-off is next.
So you've been with your bank, what, 5, 10 years? They ever do anything special for you?
Please.
Fleet does, with a Fleet One account.
Now that renews my faith in banks. Well, one anyway.
And does your bank put all your accounts on one monthly statement? Fleet does, with a Fleet One account.
One statement with everything? I like that.
We keep your family warm. We take care of your car.
With a friend you count on wherever you are.
Neighbor you know in your own hometown.
We're the people of CN Brown.
There's
Everything for your summer at New England's own convenience store, The Big Apple. From gas to groceries, we're fast, convenient, and open when you need us most, even on holidays. For quick stop shopping or a cool summer treat, visit The Big Apple.
We're the people of CN Brown.
The scene is Alfond Arena for Game 2. Officials for tonight's game. Buzz Christensen is the referee from the WCHA. The Joneses are the linesmen here tonight.
Well known in Maine, the Jones brothers. They're always around here.
And in net for the Falcons from Bowling Green, their senior Paul Connell. He played the third period last night and gave up 2 goals. And Mr. Consistency, the senior Scott King, in goal for the Bears. Almost unbeatable, particularly here at Alfond Arena. Game 2 of a 3-game series. The Bears won last night 8-4, and here we go. The Falcons will drive it in, and Keith Carney will get to it. Now it's Martin Robitaille. He is out there with Pellerin and Roy. Straub and Carney defense first. Emerson is forechecking hard, but the Bears will move it outside the zone. Roy at center ice. Lou Nikwana drives it back down for Bowling Green, and we've got our first call. It's icing. And I would think, particularly for Bowling Green, Scott Smith, the first 5 minutes of this game is very crucial.
Well, Coach York will put a lot of players out. Do a lot of quick changes. Try to get everyone in the game early. And it's real important, especially when you're playing on the road, is to get a guy out there and get him right involved in the game.
Sean Walsh sends out Barkley, Belfay, and Sulfi. The Falcons will fire it down, and that'll be icing again. Well, let's tell you what happened last night. We told you the Bears won by a score of 8-4. Elsewhere around the action, Minnesota beat Clarkson. I believe that score is 6-1 last night, as the Golden Gophers win that first series, first game of the series. Lake Superior over Anchorage 6-2, and North Dakota went to BU and beat the Terriers 8-5 in a fight-filled game.
Oh, a wild one. They had a bench brawl before the game even started, I guess, and in between periods. Wild one.
Now to the corner. By the way, Maine was the only Eastern seeded team to win last night. Now Matt Rupke fires it around the dasher and clears it to the neutral ice. And on it now is Potvin, and he'll pop it in the zone. Scremin takes Rupke down behind the net. Potvin is squeezed to the boards by Lalonde. 4-on-4 for the moment, and the referee blows the whistle. Face-off, though, they say, will come outside the zone, I think.
Very big line for Bowling Green. They come out and hit all night long, Rutke and Potvin. And they really, Coach York really feels that they have to play well tonight. He thought some of his better players had just average games last night. And to come in here and play Maine, they have to have good games tonight.
There's Jerry York and Sean Walsh, the former third-string goaltender for Bowling Green back in the 70s, Sean Walsh.
Talked to Jim Sadie this week, and he said Sean had his game face on for this weekend on Monday. He was miserable and trying to get the boys going a little bit.
All right, on it now is Martin Jernick, who had a couple of goals last night, but here comes Maine in the break. Now on it is Jim Solly. Up the right side, he'll come. 3-on-2 for the moment. Jernick, there's a shot by Rutke. Doesn't quite get the handle on it, though. Peter Holmes, rather. And the Bears break back. Montgomery trying to go in against Klee. They'll go to the corner, and Downey joins in the fray. And now it's Brett Harkins. He's the freshman playmaking center for the Falcons. He'll fire it in. The group Bowling Green will make wholesale changes. Now Burke flips it to center ice. Nikwana is on it. He goes down, and Massera takes over. Tepper almost made a shot there. Is ridden out of there by Nikwana. Ahead, he'll come. Here comes Emerson. Backhander. Straub blocks that down. Got to watch out for Nelson Emerson. He's the only 3-time Hobey Baker winner. Only 3-time Hobey Baker candidate ever. He is a good one. Now Tepper fights to the boards with Maya. And here comes Emerson. Puts on the brakes. Now Dahl with a weak backhander on. King stops that one. Emerson centers it, but only Maine players there. Now Kearney can't connect with Robitaille, intercepted by Joel Quinn. Now Maine re-intercepts, and here comes Roy. His shot is kicked away by O'Connell. There's the first test of the night. It comes from Johnny. Now Maya behind the net. Roy is on it. Maya pins a man to the board, but here's Roy. Puck pops in the air and is ridden out of there by Harkins. He'll just fire it down from center ice, and the Falcons change up again. We've played 3 minutes, no score in game 2. There's an intercept by the Falcons. Wing to wing it goes. Pellerin rubs Harkins off the play. He goes down, and now it's Otis Plegman. He'll move in. He's hit hard to the boards by Scremin. Harkins continues to work. Now Potvin, number 24 for the Falcons. Scremin continues to rough him up. He keeps the puck moving, though, trying to get it back. He does to Harkins. The wraparound in front. There's a backhander by Dahl that is wide. In front, that puck is still loose. Finally, it's cleared away, but now it's back to Plegman. He'll tee it up, knocked down in front. Actually went wide of King. Now again, it's Klee. His shot blocked down in front and finally cleared out of there. We've got a whistle.
We're going to have a penalty on Christian Lalonde for a cross-check in front. Bowling Green's coming right to the net, and they're putting a lot of action right around Scott King, and the Maine defense would have to clear him out. That time Christian just got to stick up a little bit and caught him with a cross-check.
And so Ruckty was down to the ice and drew the penalty, and so we'll see what happens. The Falcons have a magnificent power play, and we'll see what happens. One of the best in the land, working at better than 30%. So Lalonde is off for the cross-check at the 16:08 mark.
Here you can see after the shot from the point, we'll see the cross-check. Christian Lalonde will come into your screen on the left-hand side. And just that wasn't it. Maybe I was a little late there. We missed that one. Scotty Pellerin got away with one there. Could have been a rough.
Jeranek against Barkley on the face-off. Two sophomore centers. Now it's Emerson. He flips one that goes high over the net. Rebound came out in front. Burke sends it around the dasher. Emerson can't keep it in. Here comes Ken Selfie for Maine. He's got Barkley. They move in. The shot is blocked down in front by Rob Bake, who's another Hobie Baker candidate. Now Harkins moves in. He's got Holmes. Can't reconnect with the pass, and it's cleared out of there by the Bears.
Maine trying to break the school record tonight, shorthanded goals. They have 7 this year. They'd like to get 8.
Montgomery got everything started last night with a shorthanded one. Emerson drives it around the dasher, and on it is Straub for the Bears. Can't keep it in. The Falcons will have to go back and get it. And now 1:10 left on the penalty. Here comes Robitaille, shorthanded, but it's offside.
Boy, Jimmy Montgomery was trying his best to get back on sides. That was a close call. Job, Jones right on the scene. Does he sound serious to you, Dale?
Oh, I don't know. The way he sounded in the post-game press conference last night, you would have thought they lost the game. He was very, very serious. I don't think he was happy with the third period play of his team.
Well, they dominated so greatly in the second period.
1 minute now left on the penalty to Lalonde. Holmes is in after it. Peter Holmes. Now Quinn. Here's the captain, back to Holmes. They try to work a give and go, but can't go back with the go on that play. Quinn behind the net, being checked and back by Straub and by Scremin. Now it's a 3-on-2 situation behind there. Now it's popping around the dasher. Dahl moves up to keep it in. Now it's fired out, but knocked down by Dahl with the glove. Potvin just fires it around the dasher. Holmes, who will get to it first for the Falcons. Now Quinn tries to move it back to the point. Roy is there. Plegman keeps it in for the moment, and then Scremin will clear the zone. Penalty just about over. 10 seconds. The Bears have done a good job. Now Kevin Dahl ahead to Shavchuk. Quinn is out there. He'll fire it. That pops in the net. Shavchuk will get to it. Holmes back to Quinn. Shot stopped by King with the pads. And Maine breaks out. Here comes Lalonde. He's out of the box and on the right wing. He's flying. Moves in. Stopped by Connell. And he'll hold on. We'll take a break on the action. There's no score between Maine and Bowling Green.
When you think of conversion vans, you naturally think of Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge. They are the largest Roman wheels dealer in the country, with over 50 always in stock. Like this unit delivered for just $14,995 and backed by our award-winning 5-star service department. High-quality conversions at the lowest prices have made Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge #1. From sale to service, satisfaction keeps customers coming back. Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, Route 1 bypass.
You see Christian Lalonde comes out of the penalty box and the puck just ends up on his stick and he breaks down the left side. Nick Wana, the Bowling Green defenseman, tries to cut off the angle, but Christian, with his great strength, he just powers himself to the net. And one great thing he did there, he didn't go behind the net. He very easily could have went behind the net. He went right to the front looking for a rebound. A lot of young players, they take that shot and they skate right past the net and they totally forget about the rebound.
Now the Bears pressing hard. Ken Klee is on it, trying to clear the zone. Burke has it jump over his stick, and it goes back to center ice. On it is Shavchuk. He just fires it in, it deflects, and Burke takes over for the moment. Tomberlin trying to clear the zone. Kept in, though, by the Falcons. Nick Wana moves it ahead. There's a shot by Shavchuk, and we've got a whistle for a hand pass, I think.
Shavchuk just pulled it down with his hand, trying to get away with one.
And Buzz Christensen, the referee from the WCHA, was quick to see that one. The Bowling Green Falcons from Bowling Green, Ohio, a school of about 17,000 students. They are appearing in their 4th straight NCAA tournament. The Maine Black Bears are in their 4th straight NCAA tournament. As you see, 45-year-old Jerry York, a former great player at Boston College, working hard against Sean Walsh here at Alfond Arena. One of these teams is going to go to Wisconsin next weekend and take on the Badgers. Will it be the Bears? Well, if they win tonight, it will be. If the Bears don't win tonight, we'll be right back here tomorrow night to bring you Game 3. Now Emerson moves in, holds, waits for some support, sends it ahead. There's a shot on by Maya that's stopped by King. He had to be quick on that one. That's the 3rd shot on King. Now the puck comes down to Connell, and he'll swoop it outside the zone, and here comes Emerson. He's got Quinn moving in toward the net. He decides to take a wrister, and King gloves that one easily. He'll flip it out to neutral zone, and the Falcons fire it back in. But instead, Rob Blake had it jump over the glass and into the crowd.
That's where Scott King acts as a 3rd defenseman. He's got such puck skills. He can just pull that puck down, boom, tape-to-tape pass or clear it out of the zone. He's one of the only goaltenders that I've seen in college that can ice a puck in the air, length of the ice. That's a great skill to have.
A lot of people said in this series the difference would be the goaltending when you've got Beljudas and King. And the Falcon goaltending has been a bit shaky. For instance, Connell has given up an average of 5 goals a game this year. Now Scremin will dump it in. Robitaille and Roy go after it, but Dahl is there first for BG. They can't clear the zone. Roy's turnaround shot is tricky in front. Pellerin is there. Robitaille in front. Score!
Johnny Roy has such a quick release. You can't give him any time, especially in that high slot area. Martin Robitaille fed him a great pass, tape to tape. John Eves just beat Connell low on the right-hand side. It's a great shot. Scotty Pellerin starts to play right down to Martin down low. And John Eves, boom, nice shots in the net. You can't let a goal score like that have time. It doesn't do any good being real close to him, as we'll see here on this reverse angle. You got to have control of his stick.
And for the freshman from Quebec, it is goal number 37 on the year. And that now ties him for the most goals ever in a season in a Maine Black Bear, tying Dave Capuano. How about that for Jean-Yves? Give Pellerin and give Robitaille an assist, as Sean Walsh has revamped that line with the shoulder injury to Randy Olson, and it looked like they've been working together all year.
Yeah, well, I talked to Randy today and skated with him, and he's feeling good, and hopefully he can be back if Maine continues to win.
1-0. The Bears have the lead in the series, and they have a 1-0 lead in this game. Tomberlin pinches in. Solly around the dasher. Holmes is on it. He'll center it, but no one there but white jerseys. Now Rob Blake fires it in from center ice, and the Falcons will chase again. This time King fires it up, and it winds on the Maine bench.
That was a close one. Scotty almost put that one in the crowd. He'd have picked himself up a 2-minute delay of game penalty. I think he was shooting at Sean over there. He's trying to get Sean's attention.
There was a little hop in his legs there, too. And there you see the numbers when the Bears score first. That's awfully impressive. They're awfully impressive here at home with a record of 23-2-1. That's why you've got to think that the Bears are looking awfully good for Madison, Wisconsin. But there's a lot of hockey to be played. All right, centering pass, Holmes against Murphy. Around the dasher, Solly is there. Montgomery gives him a bump, and they continue to fight along the boards behind the net. Now Tomberlin does a nice job just tipping it outside the zone. Now on in is Jernick. Into Solly, but they can't connect. Holmes tries to keep it in the zone, but can't. Falcons will take it, and the backhander by Jernick winds up into the crowd again. So this is 3 times, though, already in this game up in the crowd.
Souvenir. Well, they got to watch a game, Dale. They can't be drinking their coffee. They got to watch the game.
One fan here last night, that one right in the ear. I think he was okay, but
Greg Cronin told me a story last night. I guess last year a woman got hit in the head, and she was bleeding, and she wouldn't leave the game. She had to go get stitches, but she wouldn't leave the game. Dedicated Maine fan.
Absolutely. Tonight's crowd, by the way, will break an attendance record here at Maine. They only needed 1,000 people here tonight to break an all-time single-season record. I think at the end of tonight, about 114,000 people will have gone through the turnstiles this year. Isn't that something? Now Emerson. Back to the point. Dahl sends it in front. Never reaches King. There's a shot on. Stopped by King. And it's right in there between the pads, and he's not moving. That was Joel Quinn, number 11, with the second shot that King had to be very quick on.
Big right wing from Calgary, Alberta. Picks up that rebound, just lets it go. Scotty King hugging that post. A lot of guys like trying to go on the short side, but Kinger goes right over and hugs that post. There's no way it's going to get through him.
10:46 left in this first period. The Bears with a 1-0 lead over the Falcons. On the draw, it is finally ridden out of there by Scott Pellerin of Maine. And through center ice, he's got Roy. He's flying again. And he comes. He goes down on the play, and the net comes off its mooring, and we may have a penalty. And yes, we are. And it'll be on Bowling Green.
Ken Clean, he sees Jean-Yves, and they know this, man. They know they have to take him down. Just puts a little lumber on him, and Jean-Yves goes and meets Mr. Connell face to face. Little reverse angle.
So Lou Nikwana gets the penalty.
Nikwana gets the call.
And so the Bears will crank up the power play here midway through the first period. Robitaille and Roy. Here's Jean-Yves. Shot stopped in front. The puck winds up under Connell, and he'll hold on. As this line of Robitaille, Pellerin, and Roy is simply dominating the series.
Last night, Bowling Green really forced the defenseman, Maine's defenseman, and not let them set it up on the point. Here the puck gets set up down low, and great scoring opportunity.
Burke and Carney play the defense on this power play with that line of Roy, Robitaille, and Pellerin. Klee to the corner against 3 Maine players. Now Pellerin wants to center the puck, holds. Now Robitaille moves in, shoots, blocked down in front, never reached Connell that time.
Blake with a great block.
Finally, Ken Klee fires it to the neutral zone. On it now is Solly. He'll break in one-on-one, but can't get a shot off as Jim Burke poke checks him. Now Robitaille up the left side. He's flying. He picks up Roy, decides to wait for some help, and Carney just fires it around the dasher. Now Potvin against Roy. Robitaille joins in, as does Blake. And against the boards, the stick work goes on. Maine wins it. Carney, his shot pops in the air and winds up on the screen, up over the glass, and we'll have the face-off.
One player to watch tonight for Bowling Green is Rob Blake. You could see him later this year in the Los Angeles Kings uniform. Kings are real happy with him, and they need a good defenseman like Rob Blake. Number 3 for Bowling Green.
He's a 4th-round draft pick of the Kings. You're looking for power play leaders. Robitaille and Pellerin right up there, and Roy, the top 3. They've skated their shift, and now comes that all-freshman line of Downey, Montgomery, and Tomberlin. Let's see what they work here on the power play. That's Montgomery, and now Downey is 20. Behind the net, Dahl fires it around the dasher. Straub, though, keeps it in for Maine. Now the puck jumps over the blue line, and on it is Dan Bilesma of the Falcons, and he'll drive it in. His first time out on the ice for the Falcons. He's out there with Joel Quinn trying to kill the penalty. Now Straub dumps it in, and Tomberlin will try to get to it first. Behind the net, he fights with Dahl. Now Downey takes over for Maine. Tomberlin with a nice move, trying to move it in front. Blake knocks him off the puck for the moment. Back it'll come to Straub. He'll tee it up in front. It hits the side of the net. Plagman behind the net now, fighting to try to clear the zone. Downey does a good job to keep it in, along with Montgomery. They continue to work the puck and keep it moving. Now in front, Downey fans on his shot, has had his stick lifted for the moment. Tomberlin knocked to the ice by Dahl, gets right back up. Plagman tries to clear and can't. There's a loose glove on the ground. It belongs to somebody on Bowling Green, I believe. Puck remains free, and Montgomery will chase after it. Back to the point it'll come. Scremin fires, knocked down in front, stopped, and finally cleared out of there by Plagman. Close chance there for the Blackbears. We'll take a break in the action. It's Maine 1, Bowling Green 0.
Home Vision Video from Fairfield to Biddeford, 17 locations, so there's always one near you. Right now at Home Vision, you can own your own copy of the smash comedy Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, featuring Rick Moranis, only $14.99 with mail-in rebate. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, now at Home Vision Video. Great selection, multiple copies of new releases, everything you need to take Hollywood home from Home Vision Video.
It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video.
Back at Alfond Arena, I'm Dale Duff, along with former University of Maine defenseman and pro player Scott Smith. It is 1-0. The Bears have the lead. The penalty is over to Bowling Green's Nick Iwana, so it's back 5-on-5. Barkley, Sulfi, and Belfay out there for the Bears, with Murphy and Burke on the blue line. Jerry York has his number 1 line out there. Emerson, Maya, and Quinn. Draw one smartly by Maine. Barkley is there, trying to move in front. Blake takes over for the moment. Klee fans on that pass. Now Maya is hit hard along the boards. Maine struggling to keep that puck in the zone, but finally Emerson will wind up. Here he comes through center ice. He's got Maya on the left. Drops it, shoots, stopped by King. Puck remains loose, and finally King holds on with the glove and will get the tie-up. Emerson is one of those gliding skaters. He looks so effortless, doesn't he?
You can see here he's got great puck skills. He just pulls that puck back, stops it, everybody keeps fading. Boom, he puts a shot right on net. Got great accuracy with his shot, as most goal scorers do.
Very small player, only 5'10", but he's playing in his 178th consecutive game.
Very durable.
Ooh, boy. As we mentioned before, a Hobie Baker candidate, and why not, with 81 points on the year. But the Bears kept him in check last night, just getting the 1 assist, and that's probably the biggest key to stopping Bowling Green, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely. They definitely have to control their forwards.
Jeranek wins the draw. Blake's shot from the point is high and wide. Now Steve Widmeyer tips it out for the Bears. Down it'll go. That'll be icing on Maine.
Coach York of Bowling Green told me today that he thought probably the most powerful line last night on the ice was this line of Tepper, Macera, and Widmeyer. He said they just dominated the ice, and they had to slow them down tonight. Very intimidating line, not only with their size, but with their speed. Two big fellas right there. Former Maine football player.
Tepper's 6'4", 215. Widmeyer's 6'2". Now Barkley and Jeranek on the draw. Puck is loose. Emerson has it. Works it back to Nick Wano, who does a nice job just to keep it in the zone. He'll fire it behind the net. Jeranek is on it. He's tricky. He had 2 goals in the 3rd period last night. Works with Emerson. His shot on King is stopped away. King will decide to hold on and tie it up again. Boy, that Emerson is tricky. You can see why he can score a lot of points.
Definitely have to be aware when he's on the ice. Makes so many good opportunities away from the puck. You know, everybody's so keyed on watching the puck, and Nelson just skates around and finds the openings, and his teammates know where he is. See Scott King covering the angle perfect on that. A lot of action down in front of him. Here we'll see a little check over Scott King.
Jim Solly, number 18, decides to let Scott know that he's on the ice. 7:09
wishing him a St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Nick Wana's shot is knocked down in front. Ruckty tried to center it and instead decides to fire it around the boards. On it is Potvin, and he's held off by Carney. Now it's Ruckty. Robitaille pins him, and Maine takes over. Robitaille still has Ruckty pinned against the boards. Finally, the Bears move it through center ice. Here comes Carney. He's got Robitaille. Decides to fire it in deep, and the forwards will go after. Ruckty is on it though first. Now Brett Harkins is number 12. Ruckty out there with Mark Potvin. 6.5 minutes left in this first period. The Bears have a 1-0 lead as the Falcons change up again. Roy has got Robitaille, and he comes, puts on the brakes, and does the spin move. Pellerin does the same thing. Now drives it in deep. Roy centers. Robitaille is hung on to and then knocked away by Connell. Oh, he had to be quick on that one as Robitaille was there from point-blank range. Emerson tries to move in, but that's an offside play as Emerson was hanging around that blue line waiting for the breakout. You see that stop by Connell on Robitaille?
Well, that line plays real well. They don't dish the puck in front if no one's there. They did a bunch of regroups there. Boom, Martin Robitaille ends up being open in front. No one around him, and Connell comes up with a big save.
I think Connell wanted to hang on to it with a glove, but it popped out in front.
Well, so many players feel once they get in that offensive zone, they start panicking and getting all nervous with the puck, and they'll just throw it to the front and no one's there. Where this line takes a look and finds the open man. Why pass it in front if no one's there?
All right, Montgomery moves it in for Maine. On it, though, is Ken Klee. They'll drive it outside the zone. 1-0 Maine with the lead. Here comes Jim Montgomery. Loses the puck, and back come the Falcons. Emerson with Maya. Quinn tees it up. It's sticked away by King. Quinn goes to the corner with Emerson. Try to work a give and go, but Jim Burke starts it back for the Bears. He's on a 3-on-2 break for the moment, but that is offside. And Tomberlin and Montgomery, they say, maybe got in just a little bit ahead of the puck.
Let's get it deep. Let's get it deep. That's right. Late in the period. Get her deep.
Sean wants them to dump that puck in and go get it. Play a little bit like the Boston Bruins. Dump and chase on this defense. They feel if they can put pressure on them, They'll have big turnovers, and those turnovers should turn into goals. Jimmy Burke makes a little extra move at the blue line. You got Jimmy Montgomery and Tomlin anticipating the dump, and they get their offsides.
You saw the numbers on Montgomery. He has been a red-hot player the last dozen games. 2 goals and an assist last night. He was the #1 star. Now here come the Falcons. Jerenick tees it up. King had to stick that one away, and it wound up right in the back row of the stands. That's how far he stick that one away.
You know, some people may ask these Maine players, you know, they got the great rink, sold out house every night. What type of kids are they? Jimmy Montgomery, you couldn't find a better kid. You could sit and talk to him. I mean, he's very personable.
He really is, yeah.
Big heads don't last long on this team. Sean definitely makes sure of that.
Now Solly to the corner against Scremin. Jerenick joins in. It's Solly working hard, wraps it around in front. The puck is loose. 2 whacks at it. The puck is still loose, and it is still loose. Now Jerenick's shot goes high and wide, as there were about 5 players down in front of King. Now the Bears come back. Massera drives it in, and they'll make a quick change. Widmeyer tried to move in and get it, but the Falcons are on it, and here comes Bowling Green. Martin Jerenick played very well, moves it in front, but Kearney is quickly to take over. Barkley comes flying over the blue line, drops it for Kearney. His shot goes high and wide, and we get a little bit opened up tempo here now. Barkley and Potvin go to the corner. Barkley goes down on that play. That was a rugged check put on by Mark Potvin. And it's 2-on-2 to the corner again. Belfay joins in. Klee takes over. Now Rutke just clears the zone. 4 minutes left in this first period. Maine 1, Bowling Green nothing. Now it's Blake moving in. Shot, score! Rob Blake with a little soft shot that Scott King wishes he had back.
Must have been like a knuckleball in baseball, because you don't beat Scott King on the glove hand side very often.
Very interesting play, very innocent looking play, but it certainly played off. And now King goes over for some repairs. The glove
just comes down the right hand side. It looks innocent enough. He's at a pretty good angle, just lets a quick shot go. That puck just dribbles through Scott King's glove. Just before that, we saw Scott King's glove. It looked like it could have been ripped. The webbing, there's a webbing just like a baseball glove. The puck could have been...
Did it go right through the glove? Let's take a look at this angle.
Sure, that puck went right through the glove.
Oh my. Like the threads has gone out of the glove.
Scott King looking at it going, what's going on here?
And now we've got a change in goal as Matt Del Judas comes out, probably because of the glove, because Del Judas is left-handed.
Well, they put Matt in just probably why Scotty's getting his glove worked on.
You saw Steve Jones, the equipment manager, take that glove of King's and go do a quick repair job. Interesting event here as Del Judas quickly comes in. He will not get any warm-up time, and it is a 1-1 score with just under 4 minutes to go. Here comes Emerson against Roy, ridden out of there by Pellerin. Now we've got a pass. A high stick call or just...
High stick call by Christensen.
Okay.
Jimmy Burke pulled that puck down.
All right, we'll take a break in the action. All of a sudden, this game is tied. It's Maine 1, Bowling Green 1, and we're coming right back.
You're gonna get a good deal. Forest City.
Forest City is Chevy trucks, like the all-new S10 2- and 4-door Blazers you've waited for. We have them right now at special Forest City prices. We're excited and ready to take you for a test drive. So don't wait. Come see us today and save. That's Forest City Chevy trucks, where we have the S10 you want. We have the deal you want. Now you come to the new Forest City.
Gonna get a good deal. Forest City.
All right, Scott King on the bench. He says it's hard enough to play goal with all your gear, much less a hole in the glove, huh?
Tough break.
What a tough break for Scott King and the Bears. And he waits for the glove repair, and Del Judas is in net with 3.5 minutes left in this first period. It's a 1-1 score. Now Burke Fired in front. Robitaille. Cross ice it'll come. Burke tries to move it into Pellerin. Back it'll come to Murphy. In front. Shot goes wide. Little soft shot that went wide of Connell, and Otis Plekman is ridden to the boards by Robitaille. Pellerin joins in, as does Maya, and it's finally taken over by the Falcons. Now the Bears will drive it down. A wave off icing on that play as the Bears change up. Now Jernick moves up the left side, tries to move around a man, Scremin. Tomberlin takes over as Scremin stood up his man. Now Montgomery goes down on a check by Nikwana, but Solly drives it in for the Falcons. Del Judas plays it to Scremin. Now Tomberlin tips it over the blue line. Ahead it'll come to Downey. He'll move in, shot kicked away by Connell, who had to be sharp there. Back come the Falcons. It's Peter Holmes stopping, teeing it up, stopped down in front by Del Judas. To the corner it goes. Solly and King. Lalonde joins in, as does Holmes. Holmes has it. Trying to make a move, centers it in front. Jernick has it tipped by Maine, and they clear the zone. Now Downey moving in. He's got Montgomery. Up the side he'll come. Stopped by Connell, and we've got a penalty coming up on the Falcons. And I'm sure that Coach Jerry York is not going to be happy with this penalty, because a little extra effort by Klee, and he probably could have made the play without the penalty.
Well, all he had to do is keep his feet moving, and he knows it. He's definitely upset. Had to keep his feet moving on Jimmy Montgomery. Jimmy's got a lot of speed. He's breaking wide on him, but he just hacks him down. Gives him a little hook and a pull, and
he's a freshman, Ken Klee, and it comes at the 1:56 mark, and so the Bears will have the power play. And this may be one of the first important moments here early in this game. See if the Bears can get something on the power play. Now Dahl moves up the right side, short-handed. In front, Del Judas knocks it away. On it is Roy. He picks up a head of steam. Over center ice and through the blue line he'll come. Blake knocks it away from him for the moment. Behind the net, Dahl gives Robitaille a bump. Potvin is there as well against Pellerin. Now back to the point. Carney to Robitaille, has it jump over the stick for the moment. Great spin move by Martin. Now Burke in front. There's Roy's shot, knocked down in front by Connell. It jumps over Roy's stick as the Bears are swarming in front of that net. To the corner, it's Pellerin. Knocked down by the Falcons. Carney moves in. Robitaille is on it to Roy. The give and go with Robitaille. In front, he moves, stopped by Connell. Behind the net is swept around. Burke does a good job to keep it in. Tries to fire it in on net. Blake is there to work him over. 45 seconds left in the period. 49 seconds left on the penalty to Klee. Bowling Green will just take it and fire it, and it'll wind up on the Maine bench, as the Bears put on all kinds of pressure there.
Well, Bowling Green isn't forcing them like they did in the first few penalties, and Maine's got a lot of opportunities. They can't let that line wheel around. See Martin, he just hangs on and gives a little fake and tries going short side on O'Connell, and O'Connell's not going to let that one go by. Martin Robitaille.
He's something, isn't he? 9 playoff goals this year so far.
I don't know how many times we've said it. He shows up every single night.
Played every game all last year and every game so far this year. Montgomery moves in and holds. Less than a half a minute now left in the period, as the Bears have the puck down in their own zone now. Under 20 seconds now left. Bowling Green, I'm sure, just wants to get off this ice right now with a 1-1 score. 12 seconds left in the period as they drive it in. Connell fans on the shot. Nikwana fires it around the dasher and out, and that'll do it probably for the period. 3, 2, and 1, and that's the period. All right, after after the first 20 minutes of play. It's Maine 1 and Bowling Green 1, and we'll come back to Alphon for intermission after this timeout.
John Roberts has opened its new factory outlet in the Biddeford Industrial Park. What a concept, a factory outlet at the factory. Dress for success for less. This no-frills outlet offers men's suits, sport coats, and slacks, women's suits, skirts, and blazers at prices that will keep you coming back. All expertly tailored from the highest quality fabrics. Discover John Roberts in the Biddeford Industrial Park on Route 1 for quality suits at truly factory prices.
Winter clearance quality suits as low as $112.
Where is everybody? Where did everybody go? Where is everybody?
Everybody's going to Arby's for our French dip dinner. Only $2.99 for a French dip sandwich with delicious roast beef au jus, a baked potato, and a prepared side garden salad. The French dip dinner, only at Arby's, and only $2.99.
Really?
In a world of warped, cracked, leaky wooden doors, one door stands alone. The beautiful Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. Rugged fiberglass and solid insulating foam that looks just like wood, but stands up to blistering heat and biting cold for years. The great-looking, trouble-free Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. An open and shut case for greater home beauty.
See Brill Lumber Company, Bridgeton, and Welch's Hardware, East Lebanon.
Back at the Alphon Arena, and after the first period of this NCAA playoff game, Maine and the Falcons of Bowling Green tied up at 1-1. Maine got on the board first and a goal by Jean-Yves Roy, but Rob Blake tied it up on a goal that went right through the glove of Maine goaltender Scott King. Right now it's intermission, and joining us in our first break is a goaltender from Bowling Green tonight, backup goalie John Berg. John, how's that feel watching that happen to another goalie with the puck go right through the glove?
Oh, it's nice. It's never happened to me, but it's nice for Rob to get a good shot and get a goal there. But that's just really weird. I've never seen that happen before.
You guys are playing very well tonight. Team has given Maine all they want.
Yeah, we talked about it today. We made some adjustments. We wanted to come out strong, take the game to Maine tonight, and try to get that first goal. We didn't, but we came back, and killing off that penalty at the end of the period was a really big kill for us.
People all season have said that you guys are a strong offensive team, that maybe if there was a weakness, it was in the defense. Did Coach York make any changes tonight? The team's playing very strong defensive.
We're really not that weak defensively. I mean, we give up some goals, but we just have to tighten. We make some dumb plays the wrong time. It's not just, people might say it's our defense, but it's not that. Defense the whole game, but the forwards still play defense too. So we just had to pick up our men and make sure we didn't make a dumb play tonight.
Let's talk about you a little bit now. Your dad is the goalie coach at Boston College. What brought you down to Bowling Green?
Well, I was recruited by BC, also along with Bowling Green, and I visited Bowling Green. The coach out there, Coach York, was very nice to me, and Buddy Powers was a big influence to me going out to Bowling Green. And the campus out there was a great society out there. The people, the fans were great. And it's a great place to go to college and play hockey.
You guys are no strangers to this place. Chris, you were here earlier in the year for the Dexter Hockey Classic. How do you like playing at the Alphon?
We kind of think it's kind of home ice to us. We've been there, for many of us, it's our fourth time in 3 years. So we don't, tonight's building a play. The crowd's into it. They're very close to you. Similar to our building. It's very loud and fast-paced game. So.
John, do you notice any real differences in the conferences? You guys play out of the CCHA. When you take on the Hockey East teams or the WCHA teams, are there some real differences that you notice?
No, all the conferences seem to be equal. Maybe, we play a little more physical style, but it's not as physical as everyone thinks. Maybe there might be a little extra stuff after the whistle, but I mean, I noticed last year and this year that people say that we use our sticks a lot, and I noticed last year when we played BC that they were giving us a stick a bit too, and it's just something that shouldn't mean part of the game, the sticking. I mean, if you have the good clean checks, that's good, but when people start sticking with the stick, that's when that should just be cut out from the game.
John, thanks a lot for taking the time to join us. You guys are playing very well tonight.
Thanks.
We wish you some good luck the rest of the way. John Burke of the Bowling Green Falcons. They're in a good one tonight with Maine. It is 1-1 after a period. We'll come back and take a look at last night's recap when we return in a moment.
We keep your family warm. We take care of your car.
With a friend you count on wherever you are.
A neighbor you know in your own hometown.
We're the
Everything for your summer at New England's own convenience store, The Big Apple. From gas to groceries, we're fast, convenient, and open when you need us most, even on holidays. For quick stop shopping or a cool summer treat, visit The Big Apple.
We're the people of CN Brown.
What's most important when you buy a car, the sale or the service? At Portsmouth Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, both are equal. They inspire customer satisfaction with low prices and 5-star rated quality service. From the Seacoast's largest selection of Caravans and Voyagers, you can take delivery of a Caravan for just $11,995 or a Grand Caravan for just $14,995. From sale to service, satisfaction keeps customers coming back. Portsmouth Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, Route 1 bypass.
After the first period, Maine and Bowling Green tied at a goal apiece in this NCAA playoff game. Winner, of course, of this best 2 out of 3 series, heading on to the final 8 and will take on the Badgers of the University of Wisconsin. Last night, the opener of this series, and the Maine Black Bears got some strong performances from Martin Robitaille and freshman Jim Montgomery to take an 8-4 victory. Let's see how last night's game happened.
We figured that we had heard that they were more an offensive team than a defensive team. So we just tried to capitalize on breaking out.
Jim Montgomery knew what he was talking about. After all, he got the Bears jump-started with this breakaway shorthanded goal about 8 minutes into the game. Bowling Green quickly got the game tied on the power play, senior co-captain Joe Quinn. But Justin Tomberlin put the Bears ahead to stay with this backhander. And after 1 period, Maine had a slim 2-1 advantage. The second period was all Maine. Brian Downey with the backhander. And then defenseman Jim Burke moves in and then moves wide and beats goalie Angelo Libertucci. And then it's Montgomery again as his all-freshman line accounted for 4 goals on the night. Meanwhile, Matt Del Judas was doing just fine holding down the fort.
Well, the whole game they played well, but the first 2 periods especially, they were making it kind of easy on me.
As the third period began, the Falcons would not quit. 2 Martin Juranic goals silenced the Alphon crowd, and all of a sudden the score was 6-3. But Maine's little playoff spark plug, Martin Robitaille, scored twice to put the icing on the cake.
I just try to play hard like everybody else, try to play good defense, and goals comes in, you know.
But both coaches seem to indicate this series is far from over.
We got a long way to go to finish this series.
Our impressions of Maine are very positive. They were an outstanding hockey team. We feel now that you have to win 2 games in this series, and we'll make some adjustments tonight and hopefully contend through the 60 minutes for tomorrow night.
Well, the Falcons are playing very tough tonight. They're tied with the Maine Black Bears after 1 period. It is 1-1. We'll come back with more from the Alphon Arena right after this.
We've been asked countless times, is there a difference between the leading national brand and the Shop and Save brand? In most cases, the only difference is the price you pay.
Shop and Save.
It all started here in Great Works, just outside Old Town, with Percy O'Keefe's father and his partner some 78 years ago. They would mix up the flavors, all the good ones like root beer, birch beer, sarsaparilla, even cream sodas, bottle it up themselves. And for over 30 years now, Percy's been delivering S&OK soda all around Maine. For the good old-fashioned flavors, S&OK soda from Butterfield Bottling, a Maine native.
All right, 1-1 our score after the first 20 minutes of play, and a very interesting first 20 minutes of play. We saw a great goal by Roy, and we saw a fluke by Blake.
Well, it was a tough break for Scott King. The puck went right through his glove there, ripped their webbing out, and it's a tough break.
Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers through the first 20 minutes of play, and it shows pretty even action as the Bears being outshot by a score of, by a count of 10-7. Here's the scoring situation. Roy with that goal at the 7:28 mark. Pellerin and Robitaille get the assist, and then Rob Blake moved in and got the unassisted goal with about 4 minutes to go in that period. Shots on goal, as I mentioned, Bowling Green outshooting the Bears by a 10-7 to score. And it is a 1-1 game, and we're going to take a look at some of the highlights and show you some of the goals in just a moment. But that was a huge break for Bowling Green to get them jump-started with that fluke goal, wasn't it?
Well, about a minute before that goal, they came out and they had their big line out. They were doing a lot of hitting, and that got them going.
Well, some of the numbers, as you see, face-offs just about even. In fact, it is everything just about even, as that score indicates. And very similar to last night, as we mentioned before, it was a 2-1 Black Bear lead after the first period of play last night. And, of course, the second period is when Maine took over. All right, let's take a break in the action, and when we come back, we'll show you the highlights and the goals from that first period. We'll come back to Alphont after this timeout.
Get a good deal. Forest City.
Forest City is Chevy trucks, like the all-new S10 2- and 4-door Blazers you've waited for. We have them right now at special Forest City prices. We're excited and ready to take you for a test drive. So don't wait. Come see us today and save. That's Forest City Chevy trucks, where we have the S10 you want. We have the deal you want. Now you come to the new Forest City.
Gonna get a good deal. Forest City.
In a world of warped, cracked, leaky wooden doors, one door stands alone. The beautiful Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. Rugged fiberglass and solid insulating foam that looks just like wood, but stands up to blistering heat and biting cold for years. The great-looking, trouble-free Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. An open and shut case for greater home beauty.
Sela Valley Lumber, all locations, and Mariner Lumber, Brunswick.
All right, which team is going to head to Madison, Wisconsin next weekend? Will it be Bowling Green? Will it be Maine? Well, the Bears from Maine have a 1-game-to-none lead. It is tied after one period here in Game 2. Let's recap the goal scoring in that first period. First of all, the Bears, as they get on the boards first.
Well, BC actually outshot Maine, but Maine had better shots and quality shots. Here we see Jean-Yves Roy on the high slot. He just blew it by O'Connell, and you can't let a sniper like that have time in the slot.
He now ties Dave Capuano for 37 goals in a year. That's the most ever by a Black Bear.
Here we'll see the tough break on Scotty King as we see Blake come down the left side and just take a quick blast, and goes right through the glove of Scott King, and they had to take the glove off and get it repaired. The stitching ripped right out on it.
It was interesting to hear that goalie, John Burke, tell Rich Kimball that he'd never seen anything like that. You've never seen anything like that, huh?
I've never seen a glove rip out. I've seen some tough breaks, you know, hitting the glass and bouncing in and like deflecting off the blocker, but never ripped the glove right out.
Well, the Fighting Sioux from North Dakota have a lead over the Boston University Terriers at 1-0 in that first period. Remember, North Dakota won the game last night as well, and so if North Dakota can win tonight, they will wrap up that series. A lot of people think North Dakota may be playing the best hockey around these days.
They're definitely hot, and they have a good coaching staff and good personnel.
All right, there you see Scott King with a brand new glove, or at least a newly repaired glove, and he's back in net. And down on the other end is the senior Paul Connell.
Last night, the second period was Maine's period. They totally dominated the game, and Coach York said that tonight they're definitely going to have to come out in the second period and play better. And I'm sure he had some words of wisdom for the boys in there. You know, they got one lucky goal, and hopefully that'll be it for them. But Maine has to continue playing with great intensity and playing great defense.
Do you think sometimes a fluke goal like that sometimes gives you a little bit more momentum, you being a Bowling Green team? Sometimes,
it definitely pumps you up. You know, somebody's on your side. Maybe it's St. Patrick. I'm not sure. You know, they get a good hard shot on net, but it goes through the glove, and hey, that might be their break. They might be saying, well, we got one goal. Let's keep going here.
Well, certainly Scott King says, where was the luck of the Irish on that play? He was so solid in net, and there was absolutely nothing that he could do about the one goal by Rob Blake. All right, we are set for second period action. It is 1-1. A must-win situation for Bowling Green. If there is a third game here tomorrow night, you will see it live right here on the system, the main broadcasting system. Game time, 7 o'clock. We've got a lot of hockey, though, to play tonight. All right, the penalty now is over the first 4 seconds of this period, so both teams 5 aside. Behind the net, Straub. Now Carney will start it up the other way. Now Robitaille with Pellerin ahead, but it's too far ahead, and that'll be icing. Very important stage of the game here, as we mentioned moments ago, that it was all Maine last night in the second period. Scott Pellerin from Shediac, New Brunswick.
All our friends up there watching. I talked to Knapp last night, Scotty's father, and he said, hey, we're the hottest ticket on TV up there.
All right.
We love Maine hockey.
And we love Scott Pellerin playing wing for Maine, too. All right, in front, the Bowling Green tries to work it around. Now Dahl at the point. He'll flip it on. Stopped by King with the stick. To the corner it goes. Pops in front. King will stick it away again. Ruckty works hard with Harkins, but the Bears will start it back. Here comes Belfay against Dahl. He'll put on the brakes and wait for some support, then fire it. Connell has it moved to the wide side, and back comes the Falcons. Brett Harkins trying to move against Lalonde, can't do it. Puck will jump in though, and Lalonde will go back after it. Nobody has played more games in a Maine uniform than Christian Lalonde, as he is now playing in 161 games. Now Montgomery moves, tried to connect. Now there's a shot in front, Scott down, tipped by Burke, I think it was, and he's on it. Back he'll come, and he'll just sweep it in deep, where Tomberlin and Downey and Montgomery chase after it. It's Downey. Great stick work by the freshman. Pinned against the boards. Out comes Tomberlin in front. Knocked down. There's a shot by Tomberlin that is knocked down by Connell, who made 2 grade A saves. There's Lalonde tipped in front. There's a shot by Downey, who fans on it. And now Montgomery. Back it'll come to Lalonde. The Bears with heavy pressure. Shot in front. Knocked down. Never reached Connell that time. And the Falcons will sweep it down the ice. Heavy duty pressure from the Bears.
Great chances by Maine.
There's Potvin driving it in, and now King will play it first.
O'Connell's probably got some words to his defenseman there to pick it up a little bit. He's left back there all by himself. Everybody's standing around watching the puck.
Puck dribbles into King, who will stick it away again. Tepper tries to get to it. Blake holds him off. Now Maya takes Tepper to the boards, and here come the Falcons. Jeranek tees it up, but is knocked down. Blake will just flip it in the zone. Jim Burke on it for the Bears, the senior defenseman.
Got a nice goal last night.
And they wave off icing on that play. And Maya try to move it out, but the Bears pinch in to keep it in the zone. Now Jeranek, wing to wing. He'll try to connect with Maya. He's tripped up on the play. Carney takes over for the Bears. Now John Macera dumps it in, and Maine will change up. The Roy line is out there now. Jean-Yves can't get a handle to it for the moment. He's being pinned to the boards, and Holmes is on it. I haven't seen Emerson out here yet for the Falcons yet in this second period. Now Holmes, he'll flip it up, but not out. Roy keeps it in. Now Blake has it jump over his stick. We've played almost 4 minutes in this second period. 1-1 our score. Now Holmes over the blue line tries to crisscross with Jeranek, but it doesn't work. Holmes, though, keeps it in. Peter Holmes back to the point. It'll come. Nick won a shot. It hits the side of the net. A wrister that was a bouncing puck. And we've got a whistle away from the action. And Roy is down on the ice, and he is hurt. Oh, dear.
Jeranek hit him blindsided off the play. And Jean-Yves got up. He had the rubber legs, went back down. So hopefully it's just the wind knocked out of him, or just got a little bump there. He's probably trying to regain his wind. Dick Young out there. He's a great trainer for Maine. He 5 years he's been with the Washington Capitals. He's been in the New York Yankees organization. Guys love him. He's a great guy.
I said this once before, but I'll say it again, that during the banquet last year, the end of the year banquet, the loudest applause of the night was for Dick Young from the fans and from the players. And all right, as we look at the replay, keep an eye on number 10 in the brown.
The left part of your screen, you'll see right here the collision coming up. Just gives him a little tap, and geez, Christensen should have picked that one up. That was a blatant interference. But unfortunately, as you're a good player, you know, some guys might try to wake you up a little bit, taking a cheap shot.
All right, Roy seems to be okay.
Nothing worse than being blindsided. You know, it's one thing seeing a hit coming and be able to tense up and take the hit and play it off the boards or use your body strength. But when you don't see anything coming and you get blasted.
There was no penalty call on the play, and by the way, Emerson is now out there. There's Jean-Yves saying, whoa.
He's okay.
The jaw, we're told now, that maybe is what got banged up a little bit there. We'll check on him and let you know when he gets back in the game. It may not be for at least a few minutes. Here comes Kent Sulfi for Maine. Up the left side, tries to work it. Connell will hang on to that one as the net goes way off its mooring. And tempers flare a little bit here now as a result of what happened to Roy. Here comes Sulfi.
You see Kenny Sulfi breaking in. Just feathers a pass over to Steve Tepper, and Tep's going to go right to the net. Brian Downey, I guess, goes right to the net. And it's one nice thing about those nets coming off the moorings. If that net was solid, say 5 years ago, like it used to be, well, I'm telling you, that's a serious injury. Figure the speed and the intensity these guys hit the nets. It's great that they break off like that.
15:49 left in this second period of play. It's Maine 1, Bowling Green 1. If you're just joining us, Maine won the series opener last night by a score of 8-4. If they win tonight, the series is over. If they lose tonight, we'll have a game 3 here tomorrow night. The winner of the series goes to Madison, Wisconsin to play the Badgers of University of Wisconsin next weekend. Now the Bears with heavy pressure in front is tipped away by the defense of Bowling Green, and finally it's carried out of there by Dan Bilesman. He takes a heavy hit by Sulfi, and the Bears regain control for the moment. Now it's Quinn moving in. His shot hits the post. Rebound shot knocked away nicely by the Maine defense. There's another shot on that goes high and wide, and that was close for Scott King. And he's without his stick for the moment. Now he gets it back. Oh, wow, was that close for the Bears. Tomlin moves in, a collision now with Blakeman as they both go down. The action is heavy now. In front, knocked down by Quinn, and there's a breakout from Emerson. Here he comes alone. Nelson Emerson, stopped by King!
What a great save by Scotty King. Emerson tries getting him to move a little bit and tries beating him on the low hand glove, checking that glove to see if the stitching's still good. Scotty King comes up with a great save. And the Maine fans are letting him know.
Alfond is buzzing now as King robs Hobie Baker candidate Nelson Emerson.
Just prior to that, Bowling Green had a lot of action right in on Scott King, and Nelson Emerson was laying right on King. He probably told him, I'm coming right back after you.
King was looking at 81 points staring him at his face, and he stopped him from point-blank range. How about that? Now comes Tomberlin up the right side for Maine. Tries to connect with Downey and does. His shot trickles to the wide side, and the net comes off its mooring again, and that was close for Maine as Downey hit the side of the net. There's a break in the action. The score is Maine 1 and Bowling Green 1. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Maine Mall Motors offers you Maine's best deals.
That's why I went to Walden Books in the mall.
and bought these car and truck cost guides. These books, along with the used car blue book, are in our showrooms where you can look at them anytime and prove to yourself that you're getting the best price. At Maine Mall Honda, Nissan, and Toyota, you're going to find big inventories, a large selection, and the best prices at a great location across from the mall.
Maine's best deals are at Maine Mall Motors. Prove it to yourself.
Brian Downey, you're going to see him coming in on the right-hand side of your screen, goes right to the net. And if he can't get the puck there, he's going to go in the net himself. Just tries to deflect it past O'Connell. And ends up in the net. He's been in the net a couple times so far this second period.
14:40 left in period 2. 1-1 the score. As I look across the way, Jean-Yves Roy has his helmet back on. He has not been back out on the ice, though. Now Massera tips it to the neutral zone, but Dahl takes over for the Falcons. Tipped by Harkins up in the air. Maine clears it again. Now Rucky fires it in and will leave the ice, and a new line comes out there for BG. Maine starts up. John Massera has Widmeyer a little bit too far ahead for Steve. He's knocked down to the ice. Massera joins in, and the puck is somewhere underneath, and the whistle has now finally blows.
Boy, end-to-end action. Hockey doesn't get any better than this, Dale.
This is something else, and there's Roy coming out for the first time, and that is certainly a welcome sight.
Well, he took a good hit there, and it was a bit of a cheap shot. And I'm sure mentally he doesn't want to let Bowling Green know that they got to him a little bit. And he's going to come right back out and play as hard as he always does. It's a Greg Cronin conditioning school. Greg Cronin gets these guys in shape.
All right, Straubs fires it in from center ice for the Maine, but Blake is on it first for the Falcons. They'll flip it to the open corner. Holmes can't move it out. Maine keeping the pressure in. This is Roy, Pellerin, and Robitaille. Watch out. Carney moves in to keep it in and does nicely. In front, there's Roy. Can't get a stick to it. He's hauled down again, this time by Solly. Pellerin is squeezed to the boards by Holmes. They continue to work at it. Roy is on it, makes a move, but Blake takes over for Bowling Green. He'll start up ice. He's got Solly, but can't connect, and here comes Pellerin for Maine. He'll move in, take the shot, is way wide. To the open corner it goes. Straub moves in deep. Pellerin centering in front. It has a jump over Robitaille's stick. There's a shot, score!
Martin Robitaille with a good shot in on Cornell, and the puck comes right out to Keith Carney. He just puts it right on net. There's a lot of action in front, and that puck goes off Scully's skate, number 18 for Bowling Green. O'Connell didn't have a chance. Here we can see Martin's opportunity. Bounces over his stick. Keith Carney sees the action, just throws it in. Boom, it goes right off Solly's skates. It's in the net. We'll see the deflection here better.
Keith Carney. Assist to number 10, Patrick Robitaille. Number 8, Scott Pellerin.
All right, so the Bears get some luck of the Irish as Keith Carney picks up the goal. And for Carney, it is goal number 3 of the year, but he's got a batch of assists as well. And that's a little welcome sight, as Keith Carney, the sophomore, did not play against Bowling Green in the Dexter Classic here during Christmas time. He was off playing for the U.S. junior team.
Happy-go-lucky kid. Never seems down. I guess you really can't be down, though, playing hockey up here.
It's fair to call him an offensive defenseman, right?
Definitely offensive defenseman.
All right, the Bears have regained the lead. It is 2-1 Maine. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second period. Emerson's shot is just wide. A wraparound shot by Quinn doesn't quite connect. Plegman keeps it in. Around the dasher it'll go. Quinn in front. Emerson can't get a handle to it. Now he does. Stopped by King. There's a backhander by Quinn. The puck is loose, and finally it's knocked to the corner. Quinn is on it. Trying to work a play. Drives it in deep for the moment. And it still is in the Maine zone. Maya. King will fire it around the dasher. Emerson is on it for the Falcons. Now Maya goes down, as does Emerson. The puck is loose, and Quinn is on it. Quinn wants to center it, but only Maine players there. Finally, the Bears will clear the zone. Belfay will drive it in from center ice, and Maine wants a change of line.
That line was out there for about a minute. They were exhausted.
Now Lalonde intercepts at center ice. Downey trying to work with Montgomery to move in, but can't. At center ice, the Falcon player doesn't see it, and finally they wrap it in the zone. King quickly tries to clear. Puckman's shot. It deflects off one player, winds up in the screen, up over the glass, and we'll have a whistle. Oh, away from the action. Did you see that? As Rucky just gave Robitaille a spill after the whistle.
See the great opportunity for Bowling Green. Maine's defensemen have to clear those guys out, especially when Emerson's on the ice. Jimmy Burke with the smart play just dumps it off into the corner.
Montgomery, Downey, and Tomberlin out there for the Bears. Downey flips it to center ice. 2-1. The Bears have regained the lead on a goal by Keith Carney. A deflected shot that actually went in off a Falcon skate. Penalty coming up.
Christian Lalonde's going to be going off for holding. Claudio Scremin talking to him. And Christian lets the obvious go, and then the guy has a little bit of an accidental penalty, if there is such a thing. And Christian brings his glove up there and grabs Klee and just pulls him down.
So Lalonde gets his second penalty of the night. And the powerful power play of Bowling Green will come into play here. 11:16 now left in this second period of play. Let's see who Jerry York sends out to begin the play. It'll be Rucky, Holmes, and Harkins, Emerson, and Blake. So the two Hobie Baker people are out there.
Does that surprise you?
Not at all. Emerson logs so much ice time, you wonder when he catches a break. Puck comes back to Emerson, who will just fire it in deep. Holmes is on it. Carney rides him, Rucky, and now Harkins. Rucky, Montgomery working hard. He'll come back to Emerson, who keeps it in. Blake's one-time scores! Rob Blake with the one-timer, and I may have deflected from somebody in front. It is now a 2-2 score. And my, oh my, that power play is definitely something else for Bowling Green.
Peter Holmes might have tipped that shot. That's why he's a Hobie Baker candidate. Lets a blast go off a one-time pass. It's moving pretty good, and that's very tough to do. We'll see in reverse angle if he does get the tip. Peter Holmes.
Well, they say Blake may have the hardest shot in hockey. We'll see if he gets the goal or if it's tipped. Yes, they do say it was tipped in front by Holmes. And so give Blake an assist and give Emerson an assist. And it is a 1-1 score, and all of a sudden Paul Connell says, hey, this is just what I want.
Well, when Maine kills aggressive like that, it always leaves someone open. It's usually on the far side or the offside where the puck isn't. And in that chance there, Blake just let a good quick, that could even have been a direct pass. Peter Holmes, all he had to do is tip it. It's goaltender's nightmare because Scotty King's coming across from left to right, and it's a tough save.
10 minutes and 47 seconds left in this second period of play. We knew Bowling Green would go down fighting, and they certainly are. As Peter Holmes picks up the goal, his 18th of the year. He's a sophomore player from British Columbia, as Bowling Green has a lot of players from Western Canada on their squad. Massera will take the draw for Maine against Jim Solly. Won by Maine. Widmeyer wanted to tee it up but couldn't. Murphy just keeps it in. Now behind the net. Tepper goes down. Connell has the puck, and he'll hold on. Boy, you don't get Tepper down to the ice very often, but a BG player did get him down that time.
Rob Blake, big, strong defenseman. 6'3", 215.
As you take a look at Alphon from the position of Keith Carney, who is now sent out there with Brian Straub to play on the blue line for Sean Walsh. And here comes the Pellerin, Robitaille, and Roy line for Maine. And they'll work against the Emerson line for Bowling Green. So this will be interesting. High-powered offense on both sides. Draw won by Bowling Green, but Robitaille does a nice job to keep it in. Here comes Bowling Green. Emerson is up the left side. He's got Maya moving in front, knocked down, never reached King, flipped in there and jumps over the net. Now Quinn goes to the corner against Straub. Stick work going on there. Intercepted by Maya, and now Maine intercepts, and Roy may have a breakout. He can't get to it, though. To the corner now. He's taken hard to the boards. Puck is free. Robitaille is scrunched down. Another Maine player is down as well, and here comes Emerson. It is 3-on-2 for the moment for Bowling Green. Emerson tries to move around Carney. Nice play by Keith Carney. In front, there's Plageman. Shot stop. Can't get off another shot as Pellerin flips it into the crowd. We'll take a break in the action. It is Maine 2 and Bowling Green 2, and we'll return to Alphon after this timeout.
As you start your career on the Frank Pomerleau sales team, remember, even a kid can sell furniture at Frank Pomerleau's. But what if we don't have what a customer is looking for? Ridiculous. We're the largest home furnishing store in the state. We have everything from furniture and appliances to home electronics. But what if we can't beat a price? Nobody beats Frank Pomerleau's combination of prices, service, and selection.
Come visit the sales team at Frank Pomerleau's, corner of Bridge and State Streets, Augusta.
All right, there you see the numbers on the Alphon scoreboard. Nothing gives so far. We are at the just over halfway mark of this game. And we have had plenty of end-to-end action. Draw back to Dahl. He'll tee it up. It's deflected and goes wide. Moving in is Plageman. All the way in. Moves in. Loses the handle to the puck, or he would have a shot from point-blank range on King. Now the Bears break back. Sulfide moving in against Dahl. Trying to move. He shoots it. Kicked away by Connell. Nice play by Sulfide to get that shot off. Potvin rides the puck out there for the Falcons. Intercepted by Belfay. Back to the point it comes. Flipped in by Scremin. Jumps over the net as the Bears continue to put pressure on. And now we've got a whistle on the play. And we've got a penalty coming up on Bowling Green. Potvin knew it. And he jumps right into the penalty box.
It's amazing how tough these guys think they are with those aquariums they have on their head. They're not going to get hurt.
And I'll tell you what, Potvin set a new record for a player jumping into the penalty box as the whistle blew and he immediately went into the box.
Well, he knew it was probably a stupid penalty. He didn't want to do it, but it happened, and he's got to sit in the old sin bin.
He's from Kitchener, Ontario.
Second cousin of Dennis Potvin, yes, the Islanders. Retired.
Now Maine on the power play. It's Scremin. He can't keep it in. Linesman said it just jumped over that blue line. And Claudio knew it. Not an argument from Claudio on that play. The call is interference on Potvin. And the Bears have the power play. And Sean Walsh has Montgomery, Downey, and Tomberlin out there with Brian Straub and Claudio Scremin on the blue line. Maine with no luck on the power play so far tonight. Scremin drives it in from center ice. It goes all the way around the dasher. Kept in by Straub smartly. Now Scremin. Tipped away by Blake in front. That's a good job by Rob Blake. Tomberlin now on it for Maine. Wants to make a pass. Goes back to the point. Scremin to Downey. In front it'll come. Montgomery is there. He'll shoot and he'll score! The light was slow to come on, but it's a goal for Maine.
Jimmy had a goal just like that last night. He shot it so quick it was in and out of the net before Gene Grondin down behind the net could flick on the red light. Christensen right on the spot there called the goal.
He is one red-hot player, Jimmy Montgomery.
When things are going good, they're going good. Here's Jimmy, just quick release. Goes right upstairs, beat O'Connell over his glove. Great shot.
That is Montgomery's 11th goal in his last 13 games. He also has 10 assists to go along with those 11 goals in that time period. The Bears have regained the lead thanks to Jim Montgomery and the Maine power play. Kept in by Burke. Shot on, stop, rebound. Widmeyer couldn't get a stick to it or he had an open side. Bears buzzing around that net now. Burke tees it up and it goes wide and high. On it is Holmes and he'll simply clear the zone. 3-2, the Bears have the lead and they've got some more hop in the skates for the moment. Now in front, centering pass. Massera couldn't get a stick to it and the Falcons will break back. Jeranek tries to go around Straub but can't do it. Now Nikwana moves it up, but there's a...
Steve Tepper's going to go off for interference.
Penalty coming up on Maine.
I think both players could have went on that.
So the freshman is some kind of player from Montreal, Quebec. 3 game-winning goals and now with 25 on the season. And he probably is the star of the series so far after his performance last night and what has happened tonight. What a tremendous line of Tomberlin, Montgomery, and Downey, 3 freshmen. As you take a look at Steve Tepper in the box, and the power play is now on for the Falcons of Bowling Green. Let's see what happens. 7:49 left in this second period of play. Here comes Rutke. Rutke puts on the brakes and drives it in deep. Holmes and Harkins are out there with Emerson and Blake. Maine does a good job sweeping it back down out of their zone. John Walsh makes some quick changes, and here comes Montgomery to help kill the penalty now. Harkins moves through center ice and over the blue line. Emerson goes to the corner after it. Nice spin move by Emerson. Back it'll come. Here comes Blake. His shot is just wide. In front, there's a shot by Harkins, held on to by King.
Maine's gonna pick up a penalty here. They had 5 skaters on the ice for about 30 seconds. There must have been some lack of communication on the bench. I saw Christensen ask the ref what the deal was, and they're going to give him 2-minute bench minor.
There's 1, 2, 3 players right in front of the net. And now, as Claudio Scremin goes over to tell Sean Walsh what the call is from the referee, and it looks like Maine's going to be 2 men short.
Too many men on the ice.
And one of the players on the ice at the time has to go off, right?
Yep.
And so it'll be Tomberlin who will go off. So Tomberlin joins Tepper in the box. And this is a very, very key situation in this game. Maine will be 2 men short for the next minute and 16 seconds.
2 minutes or too many men on the ice.
Too many men on the ice is the call. Sean Walsh is not happy. Blake is out there with Emerson, along with Jeranek, Holmes, and Rutke. Robitaille, Scremin, and Kearney will try to kill this thing off for the Bears. Draw won by Bowling Green. It's 5-on-3. Jeranek holds, now Blake. This is Emerson. They play pass. 5-on-3. Remember, Blake. Now to Jeranek. Fakes the shot. Blake tees it up at just wide. Rebound cleared out of there by Kearney. Did you see that blast by Blake? My, oh my, he has a heavy shot. Emerson moves in. On it now is Rutke. hit the skate of the referee. Now Emerson moves in, shoots, stopped by King, and he'll hold on.
Bowling Green isn't going to take the foolish shot here. They're going to wait till they have an opening so they can take a good shot. Maine's going to try staying in a triangle here. 2 men in front and 1 man high. Main thing here, they just want to let Scott King see the puck.
35 seconds now left on the penalty to Tepper. So the Bears will get 1 man back in 35 seconds. Still another minute and 19 seconds left on the bench minor for too many men on the ice. Tomberlin is serving that one. Now it's Barkley out there with Carney and Burke to kill it off. The same 5 players out there for Bowling Green. All right, it's Emerson back to Blake. He'll tee it up, stopped in front, rebound cleared by Maine. And a score! As Connell had the puck jump over the stick.
I was waiting for that to happen this year, and what a better time that could happen. So many times you see that puck get ice and it's bouncing and you never know what's going to happen. Scott King with a great save. Barkley just picks it up and ices the length of the ice, and man, oh man, Dale Duff.
And now Jerry York does a smart thing, I think, and calls a timeout. As we take a look at it from this angle, Scott King makes the beautiful save.
Great save by Scotty, showing great concentration with a lot of Bowling Green players right around him. He knows he's got to control that rebound. Hard shot from the point, and Barkley just picks up the rebound and ices it.
Well, I've never seen a puck go through the glove like we saw in the first period with Scott King, and I can't believe a shot that goes in from that distance. And all of a sudden, the Bears have a 4-2 lead. Seconds left on the penalty, and the Bears will be back at full strength. Otis Plekman is on it now for the Falcons. 5-on-4, they have the advantage. Plekman moves in, but that's offside. Maybe these things can only happen on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know, but it has been a weird set of circumstances. Sean Walsh says, I don't care how, I just want to know how many. We understand we were experiencing some technical difficulties there a moment ago. We now have things straightened out, and you see the numbers. The Bears leading 4-2. The fourth goal coming on a fluke goal that was fired the length of the ice by Barkley. And Paul Connell, who will turn 23 years old in 2 days, the senior goalie for Bowling Green, was ready to play the puck, and it just jumped over his stick and went in. And the most important thing of all, the Bears were 2 men short at the time. Oh, my.
What goes around comes around, Dale.
They will be talking about this one for a long time. Still a lot of hockey left to be played, and now the penalty is over on the too many men on the ice call, so it is back 5 aside, and not only did the Bears score shorthanded, but they killed off that situation, and it's a 4-2 score. All right, back at the point, it'll come. Dahl tipped in front, goes wide of King. The Falcons continue to work hard. I give them credit. Quinn pinned to the boards, now in front, has the puck lost. He wanted a call on the play for a trip, but didn't get it, and out breaks Brian Straub for Maine. He'll drop it for Downey and back to Straub. In front, shot knocked down in front. There's a rebound. It's loose. Jeranek tries to clear it and does. Will it be icing? Yes. There's a break in the action. Maine has a 4-2 lead over Bowling Green.
John Roberts has opened its new factory outlet in the Biddeford Industrial Park. What a concept, a factory outlet at the factory. Dress for success for less. This no-frills outlet offers men's suits, sport coats, and slacks, women's suits, skirts, and blazers at prices that will keep you coming back. All expertly tailored from the highest quality fabrics. Discover John Roberts in the Biddeford Industrial Park on Route 1 for quality suits at truly factory prices.
Winter clearance quality suits as low as $112.
We see all kinds of action. Scott King definitely has his concentration back after that fluke goal in the first period.
Couple of beauty saves there. The scoreboard shows Bowling Green outshooting Maine 22-17 at this point. Tepper can't keep it in. That's whistled down for offside. Well, how do you figure it? The Bears were in deep trouble with a 2-man down situation, and
luck of the Irish.
Luck of the Irish.
Sean Walsh.
Sean O'Walsh. Some other scores from the playoff action as the Lakers from Lake Superior making short work of Anchorage, Alaska. Hey, BU is pulled ahead of North Dakota 3-2 in the second period. Remember, the Fighting Sioux won that game last night. The Carriers would like to get that series tied up. The other series this weekend is Minnesota and Clarkson. The Golden Gophers won the first game last night. Here, Maine won last night 8-4. They're ahead 4-2 right now. Behind the net, Tepper wants to work it in front, but can't do it. Lucky takes a hit, clears the zone, however, knocked back in. Just under 4 minutes left in this strange second period. Behind the net, Nikwana moves it to the open corner. Bilesma moves in, number 21, and we've got a whistle as they stop play in that corner.
The banger line. They come out and bang all night long. Very physical along the boards.
Now Sean Walsh sends out the Barkley, Belfay, and Sulphi line. Murphy and Burke play the blue line for Maine. Loose puck in front. Barkley wanted to work a sweep around shot, but couldn't quite do it. It clears over the blue line. Knocked right back in, though, by Belfay. On it first is Blake. Now Quinn taken to the boards by Barkley. Say that 3 times fast. Now Otis Plegman takes over for the Falcons. 3.5 minutes left in this second period. The Bears with a 2-goal lead. Blake having all kinds of trouble, and he takes a hit. And is knocked flat, and out comes Plegman. Moving in, stopped on the play, cleared out by Maine, and they try to break out Roy. Didn't quite work. Maya tries to move in. Blake gives a stick to Roy. Now it's the Falcons. Emerson trying to move in, and does. Nelson Emerson stops. Back it'll come to Quinn. His shot winds up in the screen, up over the glass for a whistle.
Brian Belfay leveled about 5 guys in that shift. After every game, he must just soak his body in a tub of ice. See a heavy hit on Rob Blake by Brian Belfay. Clean, and that's what you call a solid hit.
He says, take that, Mr. Hobie Baker.
Man.
Uh-oh, there's some of the fans. I take it that's a Falcon. No. Yeah. All right, Dahl tees it up, stopped in front. Ruckty trying to make it fire it on King, but never really did. And the Bears clear it to center ice. Back comes Potvin, trying to move. Shot goes wide of the net. Ruckty fires it on King, knocked down in front. On it now is Straub. Give Bowling Green credit. They continue to work hard. Finally, Maine will clear it down. That'll be icing.
Well, you know, for the seniors, unless they're going to turn pro, this could be their last game of their college career.
For instance, Potvin is a senior. Mark Potvin, along with Nelson Emerson, played the most games in this Bowling Green uniform. And he doesn't want his career, his college career, come to an end tonight. We'll see what happens, though.
See a nice save again. Scott King controls the rebound.
That's Ruckty there, trying to kind of kick it ahead a little bit. Could never really get the stick on it. All right, play back underway. Tomberlin trying to move it outside the blue line. Finally, Montgomery does. Now Downing works smartly with Montgomery. Stops. Moves it in front. Connell will kick it away. Now Downing moves it in deep, but back comes Bowling Green. They try to work a wing-to-wing pass. It's Solly with Holmes. Lalonde does a good job keeping him off the puck. And now it's taken over by Jeranek. He tries to spin on Downey, and Brian says no way. Now Lalonde pins his man to the boards. Puck is loose. Finally, it's cleared out of there. Now Tomberlin against Blake. They'll try to move around. He's rubbed out of the play for the moment, and now Maine wants wholesale changes. Here comes Peter Holmes against Lalonde. Can't get around him as Christian stops him on that play, and Dahl will fire it in on King. We've got 1:17 left in this second period of play. The Bears 4, the Falcons 2. Lalonde and Widmeyer can't connect, and it's Massera connecting with Tepper. He's rubbed out of the play for the moment by Ken Klee. To the boards they go. Klee loses his stick, but the puck jumps to center ice. Klee is without a stick, and we've got a whistle for the ice.
Sean Walsh and the whole team would like to wish Nani Daly, big part of Maine hockey and the Friends of Maine Hockey, who's been under the weather for the past couple days here. Hope they can see her back at the Alphon as soon as possible. Good friend of mine, great person.
If she can be here, she will be here.
Another one of the maniacs.
All right, as play is stopped for the moment, as Ken Klee had his stick broken there, and they pick up all the pieces of the wood there and repair. And there's one fan who doesn't really care at this stage who's ahead. I've felt like that at times. Oh, these producers, if you could only hear what they say in our headsets, huh, Scott? They're nasty.
Is there any truth, Dale?
All right, Maine clears the zone. Under a minute now left in this second period. The Bears have a 4-2 lead. You won't believe how they got the lead. Now it's Maya. He'll tee it up and fire it wide of King. It winds up high and wide up into the screen behind the net. And now an even 30 seconds left in this second period of play. Eric Maya, number 16. He is a native of France, born in France, grew up in Quebec. A junior, left winger. And for the final half minute of play in this period, it's the Roy line out there. John Walsh trying to maybe pick up another goal here if he can, but Blake is on it, tipped in front. Goes wide of King. There's another shot by Dahl that winds up wide, and out breaks Roy. Up the right side, he'll move in, loses the puck for the moment. Blake rubs him to the boards. Pellerin takes a man to the boards. Now Robitaille, and Blake takes over. They'll flip it to center ice as time winds down, and Pellerin is down now and hurt. With 3 seconds left in the period, Pellerin is down, and he will need attendance from Dick Young. And the crowd down in that corner is really hollering. It was away from the action. I'm not exactly sure what happened. The linesmen are talking to each other.
Rutke put his stick under Scotty's chin and pulled it up on him a little bit. Definitely an intent to injure.
I don't know whether a linesman saw it or not. They're talking to the referee, and here comes the referee. Is he going to call? No, he's not going to call anything. Claudio Scremin talks to the referee and says, what happened? Why no whistle? 3 seconds left in the period. There's the captain, Claudio Scremin, talking to Buzz Christensen. Let's see what's going to happen now as the referee goes over to the Maine bench, and he's telling Maine players to get out there or you're going to get a delay of game. I think you could hear Christensen saying, you're going to get your timeout now. I think, isn't that what he said? Or if you don't get somebody out there, you're going to be charged with it, I guess, maybe at that point. Only 3 seconds left in the period. Back to the point it comes. In front, stop. As that shot went wide, and I don't know if it would have counted or not, but it was wide by Rutke. And this strange second period finally comes to an end. And let's see what happens as the players walk out. Maine players are not happy. John Walsh comes over and wants a word with the lineman. I think he's saying, didn't you see what happened to Pellerin down there?
Well, it looked like Christian was watching the whole play. I can't believe he didn't make a call. I mean, it was a blatant intent to injure.
First it was Roy, now Pellerin, and Sean Walsh is not a happy camper despite leading 4-2 after 2 periods of play. We have played 2 periods of play, and you see the score. The Bears over the Falcons by a 2-goal margin, and we'll come back after this.
Home Vision Video. Get a little bit of Hollywood to go. Dim the lights off the corn and enjoy the show.
It all started here in Great Works, just outside Old Town, with Percy O'Keefe's father and his partner some 78 years ago. They would mix up the flavors, all the good ones like root beer, birch beer, sarsaparilla, even cream sodas, bottle it up themselves. And for over 30 years now, Percy's been delivering S&OK soda all around Maine. For the good old-fashioned flavors, S&OK soda from Butterfield Bottling, a Maine native.
At the Alfond, 4-2, the Maine Black Bears leading the Falcons of Bowling Green in this NCAA playoff game. If Maine should hang on and win tonight, it's off to Wisconsin and the NCAA quarterfinals. It has been a wild one tonight. Maine had the lead at 2-1. Bowling Green tied it, and then Maine on one good goal and one good and strange goal. Now a 4-2 lead. Joining us in our intermission here between the second and third periods, Maine goalie Matt Deljude. As Matt got some action tonight kind of unexpectedly when Scott King went out of the game with that broken glove. It's been a strange night to be a goaltender.
Oh yeah, that was probably the strangest goal I've ever seen. He keeps his pocket of his catching glove loose, and that time it caught him, and the shot just went right through the catching mitt.
We've had one goal that went through Scott's glove and then kind of turned the tables the other way on Connell when Scott picked up an assist. Barkley the length of the ice. I couldn't tell on the replay whether or not it hit his stick or just bounced over, but that has to be an awful feeling for a goalie.
Oh yeah, something like that in a close game when it's 3-2 and icing like that, and it just bounces over your stick and goes in net. It just takes a lot of air out of your team, and it's tough. It's tough for a goalie lining up a goal like that.
Are they playing the type of game you guys expected tonight? It's been very physical. They've been trying to put a lot of pressure on you. Is that about what you thought it would be like?
Oh yeah, Bowling Green's a very big club, much like we are, and they like the physical game. All the teams from out west like to play physical, and Bowling Green especially. They have 2 players with over 100 minutes in penalties, and we don't have 1 player near 100 minutes in penalties. So right there, it just shows they like taking the body, and we've seen that in the second period especially.
A little controversy at the end of the second period when Pellerin went down. It looked like it was Ruckty that put a shot on him. You guys surprised that nothing was called?
Yeah, Ruckty kind of roughed up Pelly when he was on the ice, and Christensen, the ref, was looking right at it. He's a Western ref, and he lets a lot of things go. We saw that last night a little bit in the first and third period. He lets a lot of things go, and then he decides to start calling stuff. So I think something like that, you can't let go like that.
Now let's talk for a minute about you, drafted by the Bruins. Bob Beers, who played here, has been seeing some action lately for the Bruins. Have you had a chance to see him?
Yeah, I saw him play twice so far. He looked good, very good in both games. He's right now, I think Millbury really likes him a lot because he's big. He's a big and physical player, and he's really strong on the puck. And I hopefully he'll stay up.
Let me ask you this, too. In a game like this where there's been a lot of pressure on, quite a few, I think 19 or 20 shots on goal that they've had, is it easier for you to concentrate and stay in the game when there is a lot of action around the net?
Oh, yeah, most definitely for a goalie. When the play's down your end of the line, you're getting a lot of shots, your mind is into the game. It's a lot harder when you don't see a shot for 5 or 7 minutes, and then you get a shot, then you don't get a shot. It's much easier for a goalie just concentrate and focus on the puck when it's down your end a lot.
All right, Matt, good job last night. Good luck the rest of the way this evening, and let's head on to Wisconsin.
Thank you, definitely.
Matt Del Giudice of the Maine Black Bears. They lead it 4-2 after 2 periods. We'll be back with more at the Alfond in just a moment.
When you think of conversion vans, you naturally think of Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge. They are the largest Roman wheels dealer in the country, with over 50 always in stock. Like this unit delivered for just $14,995 and backed by our award-winning 5-star service department. High-quality conversions at the lowest prices have made Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge #1. From sale to service, satisfaction keeps customers coming back. Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, Route 1 bypass.
We keep your family warm. We take care of your car.
With a friend you count on wherever you are.
A neighbor you know in your own hometown.
We're the people of C.N. Brown.
There's everything for your summer at New England's own convenience store, the Big Apple. From gas to groceries, we're fast, convenient, and open when you need us most, even on holidays. For quick stop shopping or a cool summer treat, visit the Big Apple.
We're the people of C.N. Brown.
NCAA playoffs, it is 4-2 here in our second intermission. The Black Bears of Maine leading the Falcons of Bowling Green. Maine trying to wrap up this best-of-3 series in 2 games. They were 8-4 winners last night, leading by 2 goals here tonight. We're joined in our second intermission by Maine assistant coach Dave Nonis, who is no stranger to playoff games in his years here as both a coach and a player at the University of Maine. This is about what you guys expected tonight. Bowling Green has come out and played a real tough physical style of hockey.
Yeah, this is Bowling Green hockey right here. You know, they last night, the first night here, you know, after a long trip, and they weren't ready to play like they have been. And this is a team that we've seen before, the team that played here tonight.
All right, you're no stranger to this Bowling Green team either. They were up here for the Dexter Classic. They've been here several times in the last few years, and it was a Bowling Green team that when you were a player was very important. Let's go back, if we can roll that tape, and take a look at 1987 when the Black Bears earned their first trip to the NCAA tournament. And here it was. There's number 7. Looking good out there. That was a great moment, one of the most exciting ones ever at the Alpha.
Yeah, no question. You know, that's probably the highlight of my career was that series against Bowling Green, our first trip to the Final Four, and that was when things really started taking off for Maine hockey right there.
Seems that ever since that moment, and there it is, more highlights from that game. The program has really grown by leaps and bounds, too, and the fact that this is now the 4th straight NCAA tournament appearance, and it has to help, too, in terms of things like recruiting, drawing kids into this program to see the success year in and year out.
Yeah, no question. It's a lot of hard work from day one. Ever since Sean took over here, and when Jay Leach and Mike Piet were here, those guys actually started things here, and all the hard work they put in when we were a losing club is paying off right now. And when you can show the guys, recruits year in and year out, that we're going to keep working hard and keep bringing in these type of players, and we'll keep getting at least playoff berths. And when you get the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen.
There's more pressure too with a successful program. You lose a lot of guys sometimes before their 4 years are through. That puts more pressure on that freshman class, and this year's has come through tremendously.
Yeah, that's the price you pay, though. I think you look at all the top programs around the country. You're always going to lose the odd player here and there to the professional ranks, and that's something you have to accept. But I think it's some people are opposed to that, saying the guys aren't getting their education, but that's not really true either. You get 1 or 2 years under your belt, and they always come back to finish. And the way we look at it is, if you can get some guys to come here and make this team as strong as possible, some guys will stay 3 or 4 years at a time.
Dave, as you look ahead, if you guys hang on here tonight, I know this one not in the bag for you yet, but if indeed you do win tonight and it's on to Wisconsin, what kind of series can you expect from the Badgers?
I think you'll see kind of the same type of series you see right here. I think that Wisconsin's probably a little better skating team all around than you might see Bowling Green, but they're a Western club. They play pretty rugged. They have a great hockey team right now. They're playing on top of their game. They beat Minnesota 7-1 in the WCHA final, so they're playing pretty well. And I think we have to go in there and play good defensive hockey, play 60 minutes at a time, and I think we'll give ourselves a good chance to win. But like I say, we still have 20 minutes left to go here, and this game's definitely not over yet.
All right, Dave, congratulations on a great season so far. Good luck the rest of the way.
Great. Thanks very much, Rich.
Dave Nonis, assistant coach of the Maine Black Bears. Second intermission, Maine a 4-2 lead over Bowling Green. We'll come back with a look at some of the highlights in just a moment.
John Roberts has opened its new factory outlet in the Biddeford Industrial Park. What a concept, a factory outlet at the factory. Dress for success for less. This no-frills outlet offers men's suits, sport coats, and slacks, women's suits, skirts, and blazers at prices that will keep you coming back. All expertly tailored from the highest quality fabrics. Discover John Roberts in the Biddeford Industrial Park on Route 1 for quality suits at truly factory prices.
Winter clearance quality suits as low as $112.
In a world of warped, cracked, leaky wooden doors, one door stands alone. The beautiful Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. Rugged fiberglass and solid insulating foam that looks just like wood, but stands up in blistering heat and biting cold for years. The great-looking, trouble-free Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. An open and shut case for greater home beauty.
See La Valley Lumber, all locations, and Mariner Lumber, Brunswick.
Yes. All right, 4-2 is the score after 2 periods of play, and Scott Smith, I don't know. I haven't seen 2 periods of a game like this one in a long time, maybe ever.
Well, we haven't seen one yet this year. There's a lot of intensity out there, and Coach Nolan summed it up by saying the second period was a Bowling Green team that they're used to seeing and teams are used to playing against. So Maine's got to really pick it up here in the third period.
Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers through the first 2 periods of play. First, the scoring summary in that second period. Keith Carney got the goal to put the Bears ahead by a 2-1 count, give Robitaille and Pellerin an assist. And then Peter Holmes tied the game with Blake and Emerson. That was on a power play, so it's a 2-2 score. And then, watch out what happened as Montgomery scores to make it a 3-2 score. And then when Maine was down with a 5-3 disadvantage when the Bowling Green Falcons had a 2-man power play, Barkley clears the puck the length of the ice, and it jumps over the goalie stick, and Maine scores a shorthanded goal in the most weird of fashions, and it's a 15-10 shots on net score. And
well, Bowling Green is just putting everything they have to the net, and Maine's being a little more choosy in their shot selection and trying to take good quality shots. Even though we see Bowling Green is a little bit better in that category, I think Maine still is picking the better opportunities.
And Scott King has been very, very solid in net, as always. We'll take a break in the action, and when we come back, we'll show you the highlights from that second period right after this.
Home
Vision Video. From Fairfield to Biddeford, 17 locations, so there's always one near you. Right now at Home Vision, you can own your own copy of the smash comedy Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, featuring Rick Moranis, only $14.99 with mail-in rebate. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, now at Home Vision Video. Great selection, multiple copies of new releases, everything you need to take Hollywood home from Home Vision Video.
It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video. Yes!
5 mountains, bumps as big as cars. Sunday River, you've got to ski it to believe it.
All right, both teams back on the ice to get started for third period action. We want to show you a couple of the highlights from that first period of play. First, this is the goal by Keith Carney that put the Bears ahead.
Well, Keith gets a break here. Martin Robitaille, a little shot, misses, bounces over, and you'll see the deflection off the Bowling Green player. Keith just puts it to the net. Boom, it's in the net, and Maine's got a 3-2 lead. But the most unusual goal I've seen in a long time, Scotty King with the save, and Mike Barkley just ices the length of the ice. Kinger picks up an assist, and the puck bounces over the goaltender's stick. Dale, how many times have you said to yourself watching a game, does that ever happen? Well, there it is. And O'Connell, that just must be a serious bummer.
He just wants to be. He just wants to go hide. I mean, you know, you got to stand out there. And Jerry York did a smart thing, I think, calling a timeout to regroup a little bit there at that time. And not only was it just the goal from that whole length of the floor, length of the ice, but Bowling Green was a 5-on-3 and looked like they were just moments away from getting the game tied on the power play.
And that took all the gas out of them.
Oh boy. And so Paul Connell says, what will happen in this third period? Certainly he hopes nothing quite like the second period. And Scott King says, fire all the rubber you want, boys. We're going to Wisconsin. We'll see what happens here in period 2. The Bears begin it with a 4-2 lead. All right, play underway, 5-on-5 as Nikwana drives it in for the Falcons. Carney is on it first, though, for Maine. Now Pellerin can't clear it out. Blake's shot knocked down. There it is in front. Stopped by King on the rebound. Now it's tipped out over the zone. Robitaille brings it out. He's got Carney, who's got some open ice. He'll move in, but Pellerin works his way off the ice as Maine makes a line change. Now it's center ice. Straub and Roy. Barkley. Now Roy gets off as his line is off, and now the Falcons want to change as Maya moves it in. King sweeps it around the dasher. Sulfi tries to work it out, but can't. Straub pinned to the boards. Now the Falcons press hard. Ruckty is 27. Jeranek is 10. In front, knocked down by Potvin. Now Lalonde sends it to the open corner. Now Maine trying to break out, instead gets it to center ice. Here comes Bowling Green. Jeranek tries to make a move around Lalonde, and Christian says no, not this time. Now it's Straub firing it around the dasher and out over the zone, and here comes Sulfi. Moving again, stopped on the play, and Dahl will take over. Now intercepted by Maine. Montgomery's shot stopped by Connell, as Montgomery was bidding for another goal. Behind the net, Downey now. Montgomery in front, kicked away by McDonald again. And out breaks Jeranek as Connell is down in his net. Now Jeranek wants to move in, but doesn't have any support, and so he gives up the puck, and here comes Burke. Jim Burke moves in deep, goes around the net, drops it and leaves it, but it's a Falcon who takes over. Boy, it is end-to-end action as we begin period 3, and that'll be icing on the Falcons as they needed a line change.
Maine coming out very strong here in the third period.
Connell made 2 great stops to keep the Falcons in it.
Jimmy Montgomery got knocked into him, and I think that might have taken him off his game a little bit, or at least, rocked his mind and made him realize that he was in the third period.
Well, look at those numbers. A new school record and a new league record as they continue to come through the turnstiles. It's a great atmosphere. You can't beat it in this area.
Well, a lot of guys I've talked to on the opposing teams like to play here. They say this is a fun building to play in. Tough building, but fun.
Well, only Boston College has had any luck against the Bears here this year. Early in December, they beat the Bears on a Friday and Saturday night. And you wondered if the magic of Alphond had disappeared, but it was only a momentary disappearance because the Bears have not been beaten here since. And Scott King is one of the reasons why. Justin Tomberlin, and he finishes his skating days here this spring at some point. He'll put on the spikes and head out and play for John Winkin's baseball team. He's a heck of a hitter. Now Solly wants to break out with Harkins for Bowling Green, intercepted by Maine. Harkins came in here very highly touted as a freshman center. Been very quiet though this weekend. We've played 3 minutes here in the third period. The Bears maintaining a 4-2 lead. In comes Harkins, trying to make a move. Back to Blake. He'll tee it up. Shot blocked down in front and trickles wide of King. That was dangerous for a moment. Now out breaks Steve Tepper for the Bears. He's got Widmeyer, but Widmeyer is offside. Jerry York saying, oh, if I can just do something to get a goal or two.
Interesting stat here, plus minus. When you're on the ice, you get a plus when you're on the ice for a goal. If you're on the ice when the opposing team scores, you get a minus. And that's a good way to indicate how your players are playing under pressure. Jean-Yves Roy, plus 32. That's just a great stat. Got 3 defensemen in the top 5, which really isn't that surprising considering Maine's record and the amount of goals they've given up this year.
That's the amazing thing about Ruiz. I mean, we talk about his goal scoring and his points now up to 60 on the year, and then you look at that plus minus. Robitaille has hauled down the crowd again, wanted a call from Christensen, but he's not going to give another Maine player is spilled. Puck squirts free in front there for a moment. Now the Falcons clear it to center ice. They seem a bit disorganized for the moment. Lou Nikwana goes back after it, though, now for the Falcons, ahead to Maya. Perik Maya, now to Joe Quinn, their co-captain. He tries to break in against Lalonde, and again, Christian is so solid on that blue line. Robitaille takes over. Back at the point, Dahl's shot, Arister blocked down in front, never reached King, and outskate the Black Bears. Roy, wing to Pellerin, it hits his skate, and Maine will decide to change up. And in fact, the Falcons change up as well. And so Kevin Dahl will rag it to center ice and drive it in. And here come the Falcons to chase. Around the dasher, Dahl does a good job to keep it in. Shot blocked down in front, deflects to the corner, and Maine takes over. Sulfide through the neutral zone. Belfay knocks it into the open corner. Blake is on it first. There's a big sign hanging from the balcony here at Alphond. It says, welcome to the greatest of college hockey, the NCAA playoffs. And certainly it's been a testament to that statement tonight. Now Jernick tries to move in and does. Loses the puck, though, as Burke plays him and Murphy plays the puck smartly, and the Falcons have to regroup. Ahead, Jernick has it jump over a stick. The Bears clear the zone and start back. Downey can't move in, but Tomberlin does. Tomberlin trying to go around a man, hauled down, gets the shot off. Connell sticks it away, and Potvin will start back for the Falcons. We've played 5 minutes in this third period. It's Maine 4 and Bowling Green 2. If Maine can win, they'll move to Madison, Wisconsin for next weekend's series against the Badgers. Now Solly has it hit his skate and move in. King will simply clear it to center ice. Now Solly is on it again. In front, there's a shot by Holmes, who had an open corner and shot it wide and high. There's a break in the action at Alphon. Maine 4 and Bowling Green 2.
You're gonna get a good deal. Forest City. Forest City is Chevy trucks like the all-new S10 2- and 4-door Blazers you've waited for. We have them right now at special Forest City prices. We're excited and ready to take you for a test drive. So don't wait. Come see us today and save. That's Forest City Chevy trucks, where we have the S10 you want. We have the deal you want. Now you come to the new Forest City.
Gonna get a good deal. Forest City.
Scott King is always here. Great save. That was a real dangerous play because that was a 3-on-1 down low on Keith Carney. It didn't look like much, but there were 3 players there in on one, and Scott King had to come up with a good save, or at least try cutting down the angle as best as could.
14.5 minutes left in this third period. The Bears with a 2-goal lead. Now Pellerin trying to move in against Klee. Can't, but Robitaille does. In front, he'll sweep it there. Robitaille. Now Straw moves right in. Shot knocked down in front. Stopped by Connell. A second shot and a score. No goal, though, says the referee. The sticks were raised by Maine players, but give Christensen credit. He was right there and quickly waved it off. He's not going to win any popularity contests here at Alphon, but he was right on top of the play, and let's see it.
It's amazing that the Bowling Green defensemen don't watch Jean-Yves Roy. It's just amazing that they don't watch him more closely. Because sooner or later, he's going to burn you.
So Connell dodges the bullet there, and it remains 4-2 Maine. Emerson flying up through center ice, crisscrosses with Maya, moves in, tried to center it back to Maya, but he wasn't there. Rua's line is out there, so look for end-to-end action on this shift. Now Rua. Cross ice, Widmeyer now. Dahl takes over. Widmeyer, somebody loses a stick. It's Quinn for Bowling Green. He'll quickly get another one. In the meantime, Bowling Green fires it down the ice. They wave off the icing. Emerson goes off the ice. Emerson has not logged a lot of ice time here late in the game, and I'm a little surprised at that. There's an icing call on Maine. I don't know what the deal is with Emerson, but he a lot of times double shifts, but he hasn't played a lot late in the second period and early in this third period.
One thing we should mention about the assistant coach for Maine, they have a big job. There's 6-7 players that aren't playing tonight that we don't see much. Tony Link and Campbell Blair and Eric Fenton, guys like that have to stay in shape, because if someone goes down with an injury, you know, these guys have to step back in. You got Randy Olson and Guy Perron out also. Dave Lockature, these guys have to stay in shape, and it's up to the assistant coaching staff to keep them in shape, and during a weekend like this, skate them a little bit extra during the day, and that's your support staff. You have to keep those type of guys in shape.
All right, the Falcons will fire it around a dasher. Ruckty wants to clear the zone and does. Driven back in by Burke from center ice, and every time Connell makes a stop, the crowd gives him a satirical applause. Plegman drives it in, and now Putman is on it behind the net. Puck is loose. Duranic in front. Putman couldn't get a stick to it. Now Belfay starts out for Maine. He's got wingers on both sides. Barkley, Sulfy, he's knocked down. Burke's shot stopped by Connell. It's in the glove. And Ruckty knocked Burke down to the ice. And Mr. Ruckty is not going to be a very popular player.
Jimmy Burke, with a good opportunity, uses that size and strength he has and gets his shot on it. Rucky's all over him. Connell with a nice save.
Ruckty is the guy that Pellerin has some complaints on from late in the second period. Boom.
That's what you call taking a hit to make a play. And players like that are very, very much appreciated.
4-2, the Bears lead the Falcons. We have played 7.5 minutes in this third period. Now Downey is knocked to the ice behind the net, and the puck jumps to center ice. Icing is waved off. Maine will get it cranked up. Montgomery with Tomberlin. In they break on the right side. And deep. Tomberlin, he'll take a hit around the dasher. Carney keeps it in, tees it up. There's a little floater that never reaches the net, and out breaks Shavchuk. Braden Shavchuk drives it in. That fourth line of Shavchuk, Bilesma, and Mullins has played very, very little for Bowling Green tonight. And as a matter of fact, they didn't play much last night.
And that may be one of the main reasons Emerson has sat down a little bit, and they could be resting him for the last 10 minutes.
Emerson is out there now, number 19. Keep your eye on him. Now it's Robitaille, and these lines have been meeting head-to-head the last few times. Ken Cleve fires it around the dasher and out. And right back in, wrapped in by Lalonde. Now Maya at center ice to Quinn. Moves in smartly. In, kicked away by King with the stick. Smartly. Now Dahl tees it up, knocked down in front. Rebound shot in front. Knocked away by the Maine defense. And we've got a whistle.
Christian Lalonde gets credit for that save. Came across behind Scotty King and knocked that puck down. That was an open net. Joe Quinn was caught in the crease, so Christensen smartly whistled it down. He didn't miss that one.
29 straight games. Emerson has scored at least a point. Nobody in the CCHA has ever scored more points than this fellow. He's an interpersonal communications major. I'm not exactly sure what that is. He's had a lot of communication with the statisticians over the year on the points, I'll tell you that. He's a draft pick of the St. Louis Blues. I don't know what the Blues do, but they have Rod Brindamore, remember him from Michigan State, and they have Brett Hull, remember him? And they did have Tony Herkus. They traded him recently, but they've gotten the cream of the crop in recent years, haven't they, on the college level?
Yep. Rob Brindamore has turned out to be a real asset coming out of Michigan State. The net man recruited him for it, too. When Sean was at Michigan State.
You heard Sean giving a word of advice to Christensen there. And we've reached the 10:47 mark here in the third period of play. The Bears maintaining a 2-goal lead. If they keep that lead, they're going to advance to the next round of the playoffs. For the third straight year, they'll be in the quarterfinals. Of course, the last 2 years, they've made it all the way to the Final Four. But first things first. Behind the net, centered in front, Potvin didn't get a stick to it. He chops away at it. Burke has the puck underneath him, I think, and finally they blow the whistle. We'll take a break in the action. The Bears have a 4-2 lead over the Falcons, and we'll come back to Alphond after this timeout.
John Roberts has opened its new factory outlet in the Biddeford Industrial Park. What a concept, a factory outlet at the factory. Dress for success for less. This no-frills outlet offers men's suits, sport coats, and slacks, women's suits, skirts, and blazers at prices that will keep you coming back. All expertly tailored from the highest quality fabrics. Discover John Roberts in the Biddeford Industrial Park on Route 1 for quality suits at truly factory prices.
Winter clearance quality suits as low as $112.
Sean Walsh, the Hockey East Coach of the Year. That honor for the second time in the last 3 years.
Done a good job with the young squad.
And Jerry York for Bowling Green has won over 400 games in his career. And he was the head coach at Clarkson when he was 26 years old. Sean Walsh came to Maine when he was 28, I think.
He's the youngest coach ever. Yep. Head coach in college hockey.
Jerry York. And 400 wins in front, knocked down by that defense and never reached the King. But behind the net, they're working hard. And the puck remains loose. It'll try to come back to the point, intercepted by Tepper. He'll start back and then decide to move it in. Blake fires it outside the zone, but it winds up on the Bowling Green bench or up into the crowd, and so we'll have a face-off. Peter Holmes, one of the offensive threats. He's a sophomore from British Columbia. He's been relatively quiet in this series too, and it does certainly seem to be that if you can stop Emerson and Blake, that you pretty much stop this team. And the Bears have done an awfully nice job of doing that so far in this series. 9:56 left in this third period. Connell has the puck jump over the stick, and that was dangerous again as he continues to walk the tightrope. Montgomery, nice spin move there against Harkins, continues to fight hard against those boards. Now it's knocked, and he takes a hit from Glee. Now the puck moves in over the line, but that's an offside play.
Claudio Scrum with a great play there. He was beat, and he held up his man just enough to catch him and not get a penalty. You know, when you think about it, who are you going to pick for the MVP of this team? There's so many. Scott King, Claudio Scrum, and Johnny Zouah, Martin Robitaille. I mean, the list goes on and on. Brian Belfay. These type of players, you know, they've been leaders all year.
And in the meantime, other college hockey action looks like Lake Superior is going to quickly wrap up their series against Alaska. The Terriers have come back and have taken the lead over North Dakota. So it looks like that series may be headed for a third game. You saw the sign behind it, happy birthday to O'Connell. Certainly that one goal in the second period was no birthday present. It was a gag gift, if it was anything, from his point of view. Now Ken Klee moving, rushing up through the blue line, but Maine poke checks it away from him. Now 9 minutes left in this third period. Dahl tries to rush in and can't. The Bears are playing some solid defense, aren't they? That's icing there on Maine as it trickled over the red line there, and so faceoff will be back down in the Maine zone.
Sean really doesn't like to go into a force 8 defensive mode when they have a lead like that. He wants to keep the horses running and.
Okay, the other guy picks the boards on his near side. They were on the far side. What happened? You ringed it to the far side. Nobody was there. With Emerson out, that's what I want to do.
You can hear him giving some instructions. You hear the name Emerson. You know he's watching them. But he would rather the team keep playing the way they, the way they have been all year.
Yeah. How many times have you seen a team go into a defensive shell too early and always back?
Go with what got you there. You don't change things unless your personnel changes.
Jernick, Rutsky, and now Plagman. Shot goes wide of King. And there's a puck that winds up, hits the linesman on the shoulder, deflects to Barkley, and he loses the puck. Boy, the linesman is rubbing his shoulder and arm as that puck deflected, and that has to smart. Now it's driven in. King will stop that one, and then he'll hold on as Ruckty wanted to try to get that thing loose. And King, right at the last second, said, I'll hold this one, and we'll take a face-off.
Smart play. Get a whistle, get some new horses out there, and keep working. 8 miles to go, Dale.
8 miles and 25 seconds here in the third period as Matt Rutke has not endeared himself to Maine fans. He's a rugged, hard-nosed player, and I guess if you play with him, you love him, but when you're against him, and
a lot like a Rick Bennett out of Providence.
There's a guy getting a close view of things there, and he sees Scott King decide to hang on to it again. Another young fan.
The game face. Sean's game face. You can tell when he's serious.
Now Solly pinned to the boards by Montgomery. It squirts to the open corner. On it is Harkins, and now Scrimmin clears the zone. Ahead it'll come to Downey. He's got Montgomery, moves it to Downey. His shot goes wide of the net just barely as Montgomery and Downey are really clicking. Now Solly skates out of there for the Falcons. They'll get it to center ice. It jumps over Scrimmin's stick, and so King will play it. Back ahead smartly, it'll come, but Blake is on it first for Bowling Green. All right, Emerson is out there again with Maya and Quinn. Let's see what happens. Maya moves in. He's squeezed out of the play by Scrimmin. To the point, Blake keeps it in. He'll tee it up and shot. Stopped by King, and he'll hold on. Or at the very least, he'll stay on top of that puck and hold it for another faceoff. And I'll tell you, Rob Blake has a heavy, heavy shot.
Well, as we mentioned, one of the hardest in college hockey. And LA Kings know that, and they would like to have him in a uniform this year.
He's the second leading scorer on the Bowling Green team, and you can see why. Does a good job to get the puck.
They know he's got the heavy shot, so why not give it to him? Right on net, nice and low. You want your defenseman just to hit the net so the puck bounces out and there's a good rebound for your forwards who should be in there scrapping away trying to get a garbage goal.
Scott King is the pre-med student, one of the great scholar athletes.
We should mention to the fans that don't know, he did get his first shutout against Lowell.
That's right.
16-0.
He was very, very happy about that. I think all Maine fans were happy that he would get that after his brilliant career here. Kept in by the Falcons. Maya works to the corner. Quinn pinched to the boards by Murphy, but continues to work. Maya wants to sweep around and does. Now Emerson. He has a nice spin move. In front, it'll come. King will just scoop that up and hold on. Quinn winds up on the play without a helmet. He goes to the referee and says, why no penalty?
You know, on that first career shutout, I talked to some of the fellas today, and they said, I mean, you look at 16-0 and you say, hey, was Maine trying to rub it in Lowell's face? And they weren't. They were just playing their consistent game, but they did go into a defensive shell to help Scott King get that shutout because he's carried them, 4 years, and goaltender deserves a shutout.
Scott King has won 65 games in his career. As you take a look at one of the co-captains of Bowling Green, Joe Quinn, he wanted a penalty on that play and just didn't get one. Now Dahl working behind the net, centers it, knocked away by Barton. Now he's rubbed to the boards by Potvin, and the Bears will break out. This is Sulfi. Belfay trails, overskates the puck, and back comes Martin Jaranek. He's got Potvin on the left side and gets it to him. Tees it up, stopped by King, and he'll hold on. Oh my, Scott King saw it all the way, and he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? And it isn't, right?
Potvin didn't take any time there. He just let a blast go. Get it to the net. He had two guys break into the net. Good hard shot.
No rebound.
Scotty on the spot.
26 shots on net as the Falcons have outshot the Bears 26-21. You get a good look at Scott King. Scott King and Claudio Scremin and Jim Burke, I think, are the three players who played in that first NCAA tournament. The only three players on the team that played all 4 years in these NCAA tournaments. That's quite something. There's an offside play. Here's Tomberlin.
Did you say Christian?
Yeah, Christian and Claudio.
Jimmy Burke and Scott
Jimmy
King.
Burke and Scott King. And Guy Perron, I think, as well. And Guy, of course, is injured. But that's another thing we should mention, too, in injuries. No Guy Perron probably won't be able to play. And Randy Olson with a separated shoulder. I mean, you're talking about the first line center is out of action and probably can play next weekend. Scremin fires it in. Connell prevents it from going all the way around the dasher, and Blake will start it up ice for Bowling Green. Can't connect with Solly as we're down to 6 minutes now left in the third period. 6 minutes with the Bears with a 4-2 lead. Now Lou Nikwana tries to break in, centering pass. King is there, and he'll hold on. And he'll take all of the whistles that he can get at this stage. There's a break in the action. Maine 4, Bowling Green 2, and we'll be right back.
What
What's most important when you buy a car, the sale or the service? At Portsmouth Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, both are equal. They inspire customer satisfaction with low prices and 5-star rated quality service. From the Seacoast's largest selection of Caravans and Voyagers, you can take delivery of a Caravan for just $11,995 or a Grand Caravan for just $14,995. From sale to service, satisfaction keeps customers coming back. Portsmouth Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, Route 1 bypass.
Back at Alfond, Sean Walsh and the referee having a few words again. I'm not exactly sure what that discussion was about.
John Eaves went over to get a new stick, and Christensen said, "What the heck are you wasting time for? That stick's fine." I don't know if there's a love-love relationship there between Sean and Mr. Christensen.
Now Dahl tees it up from the point, but it's knocked down a long way before it ever reached King. And the puck squirts into the crowd as we've had a lot of rubber land into the seats tonight.
I'm glad there isn't any coming up here, Dale.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to have to stop it if it does.
Hey, well, you're the defenseman of this group. Keith Carney with a school record. Yeah, Scott, answer that question. Our producer wants to know how many assists you had in your career.
Hundreds, Dale.
Yeah. Pellerin moves in, stopped by Connell as he'll hold on. It's right in the midsection, in the pads, and he'll hold on. In all seriousness, though, do you remember what your best year in terms of points?
All I remember are penalty minutes, Dale. Probably my senior year. I can't remember, 25 or something.
That's not bad, huh?
No. Not for a defensive. Back then, it seemed so long ago. Defensive weren't supposed to get points.
5.5 minutes now left in the third period. The Bears clinging to a 4-2 lead. Would like to extend that. John Macera behind the net, sweep around shot, and it just trickles away. Scremin moves in deep, and we've got a whistle, and I think they're going to say someone's in the crease. And that was very close to becoming goal number 5 for Maine on the wraparound shot by Macera.
I'd like to see that line get a couple goals. He works so darn hard every night. They're right out there and doing a lot of hitting and banging, getting the team going. It'd be nice to see him get a couple goals.
Steve Widmeyer, number 24, ended up on the bottom of that pile. Widmeyer from Bedford, and there he is. Watch him, number 24, behind the net. From Bedford, Nova Scotia. We should say hello to all the folks in Nova Scotia besides saying hello earlier to the folks in New Brunswick. There's a shot on. That's a blocker save by Connell, and that one winds up into the crowd as well.
I talked to Bruce Major, who's playing for the Halifax Citadels, Quebec's farm team, and he says they get the games in Halifax, and they love to watch the games, and he's always taking bets against the other teams there.
Bruce Major, the first ever kangaroo court judge.
We haven't heard too much about the old kangaroo courts this year.
Mike Barkley, I think they have a rotating system, kind of. Mike Barkley is supposed to be the big judge, I think. And in breaks Potvin. To the corner it goes. Juranic. But Scremin does a nice job. Or Straub, rather, does a nice job. Can't clear the zone, however. Now it's Tepper. Bowling Green putting pressure on, sending everybody in and going after it in the last 5 minutes of play. Juranic moves it in, stops, shoots, it's kicked away by King. Now Nick Warner, he went head-to-head with Tepper, and guess who won that battle as the puck winds up into the stands one more time.
Nick Warner, a former teammate of Scotty Pellerin out at Notre Dame Academy.
And watch it behind the net. Tepper, head-to-head.
Steve Tepper coming in, and he's going to finish his check there, to say the least.
Finishes his check, huh?
Yeah. That's what he's out there for. Here we get a good angle of it, right at the camera. One interesting fact, last few weeks here, Bobby Beers, former defenseman, up with the Bruins, and Eric Weinrich up with New Jersey.
Yes.
Doing very well. Bobby Corkum got his first National League goal last night with the Sabres. which is real promising. I saw him play just the other day in Portland against the Mariners. Played very well.
Can the Bears get back to the Final Four for a third time? Well, there's a ways to work, but there's a shot in front, stopped by King as Blake flipped a little wrister that time, and King made the stop. And Jerry York looks up and knows that time is not on his side, 4:25, and he knows that he needs to somehow get 2 goals to get this thing tied.
Well, there's plenty of time for him to do it. Maine's got to play great hockey here.
Shavchuk is out there along with Solly and Holmes. For Bowling Green, Blake and Dahl play the point. Belfay wants to just kick it out of the zone, but can't. It's moved in deep behind the net. Solly on it, behind, wraparound shot. Tried to deflect it in off a skate there if he could, but it didn't happen. Shavchuk pinned to the boards by Carney, who again tries to get that thing out of the zone. Shavchuk fires it to the open corner, and we've got a whistle, and we've got a little fracas going on between Carney and someone.
Rob Blake.
Two of the better defensemen in college hockey today, and we are most certainly going to have penalties on this. Carney is going off, and I can only assume that Blake will go off too. Yes.
You see him battling along the boards, and tempers start to rise. Right there, the collision, and the sticks got up high, and now it looks like, I think they're dancing, Dale.
Yeah, in slow motion it looks that way, doesn't it?
A couple of big fellas out there wrestling around.
Well, it's a familiar spot for Blake, and Keith Carney will join him. They will be matching 2-minute penalties, and it'll be 4-on-4. And coming into this series, both coaches seem to indicate that it was to Maine's advantage to be 4-on-4 with Maine's speed.
Oh, definitely Maine's advantage. Bowling Green is a real big team. They're not as quick as Maine. Sean really wanted to concentrate on playing 5-on-5 hockey, though.
There's the judge. Barkley. Now Scrimmin flips it to center ice. Pellerin moves in against Dahl. Joins. Now Emerson takes over. Trying to go around Robitaille, and he just won't let him do it. How about that? Martin Robitaille gets Emerson down. Emerson gets up and looks at the referee and says, how about something? 4-on-4. Quinn has it taken away by Roy. A lot of ice here, 4-on-4. We're down to 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period as the Bears close in on this series-ending win. Dahl back to Plegman, teed it up, down in front, knocked down, never reached King. And back comes Montgomery for the Bears. Up the right side, Plegman can't pin him to the boards, so he goes in deep. Dahl this time pins him there. Montgomery will take some time to kill off some of the clock. Now it's Sulfi, and back to center ice it comes. Under 3 minutes left in the third period of play. The Bears with a 4-2 lead. The Wisconsin Badgers are next for the winner of this series, which certainly has in Maine's favor at this point. In front, Clee's shot is knocked away, and puck skips to center ice. There's a race for it. Barkley against Nick Wana. Falcons take over. Ken Clee is a freshman defenseman, and he'll drive it in from center ice all the way around to Dasher. Shavchuk keeps it in. Now Burke and Juranic go at it. Lalonde pins a man to the boards. Meanwhile, time keeps a-ticking. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, in the third period at least. Now Lalonde and Shavchuk. Puck squirts to King, and he'll fire it to center ice. Nobody is better at that in college hockey than Scott King. Now Harkins. In on King it'll go, and he'll play it one more time. kept in, though, by Nikwana this time. Ruckty is there as well. Nikwana wants to move around Burke, tees it up, and fires it wide of King and high. There's another shot, dribbles on. In front, open shot, but no one is there for the Falcons. There's a Lalonde going at it with Ruckty. Now Potvin wants to move. Behind the net, though, Burke just flips it up, and it'll go in the crowd. That was very close, maybe, to a delay of the game call. And you see Paul Connell out of the net. And how about that? With 1 minute and 19 seconds to go, Bowling Green knows it needs to get 2 goals, and so the net is empty.
Just a little added pressure on Scott King and the boys. It's real important here that they don't try going for the open net and getting consistent icings. You know, every time they touch the puck, they go for the open net. Because that's exactly what Jerry York wants them to do. Touch the puck and ice it. We'll get another face-off in your end. You know, and half the battle's half over. They're down on their end, very close to the net.
All right, Ruckty and Blake and Dahl and Emerson and Jeranek and Potvin are out there for the Falcons as they do some repair work in front of Scott King. Scremin and Carney, by the way, those penalties, matching penalties have expired. Roy, Scremin, Carney, Barkley, and Pellerin out there for Maine. .119 left in the game as the net is empty for Bowling Green, and we take you back just a moment ago.
Martin Robitaille working Nelson Emerson, trying to keep him off his game a little bit there. He takes him off his feet. Might have got away with an interference call.
Well, if he was not going to call some of the other stuff, there's a good chance he wasn't going to call that. And, I mean, he's been consistent, and that's what you ask for. I mean, you may not like his style of call, but he's been consistent, right?
Well, you'll probably look at the score sheet at the end of the game, and there will be penalties will be even.
Robitaille tries to win the draw and does. Pellerin sends it down the ice. Remember, the net is open. Robitaille shoots it, blocked down by Blake, who did a smart thing there. Now Dahl tries to move in. Pellerin takes over. Now intercepted by Blake. Now Roy at center ice. The net is open, and we're under a minute to play. Less than a minute, and the Bears are on their way to Wisconsin. Potvin fired in around the dasher. It goes. Now back to the point. Emerson tees it up, fans on the shot. Now he'll fire it in again. Carney just flips it out. At center ice, here comes Roy. Open net time. And the Bears are on their way to Madison, Wisconsin, much to the chagrin of Jerry York.
Sean Walsh very happy. Come on, Sean, let us see a smile. Le Pompier. We had to say it at least once, Dale.
Well, why not? He's some kind of freshman. And so his name goes to the head of the list, ahead of Dave Capuano, and the Bears with a 5-2 lead, and now less than 30 seconds left in this game. And the Bears will win this series 2-0 against a very, very tough Bowling Green team, particularly tonight. Now 10 seconds. The countdown is on to Wisconsin.
Well, they've definitely given themselves a chance now to make it to the Final Four.
The handshakes of the coaches. Sean Walsh is back into his third straight NCAA quarterfinal. Bowling Green surround their players. Hey, they gave it their all tonight and made this thing quite a series. And down at the other end, as the crowd of Maine players surround Scott King, who was absolutely superb in net. Star of the game, we're told, Jim Montgomery, who had the game-winning goal. And why not, as he's the MVP of the series, undoubtedly. The ceremonial shake of hands at center ice.
What a better time to peak, right at playoff time, and that's what he's done. Playing the best hockey he can play.
It's on to Madison, Wisconsin, and the University of Wisconsin Badgers. It's not going to be easy, but at least the Bears are going to be there. And there's an early prediction. They're going to have, the Bears are staying out on the ice.
Very classy thing to do, give the fans a salute, because they definitely help.
And there they are, Montgomery and King. Scott King's final appearance at Alfond Arena. How about that?
I mean, yes, he does have a smile on his face.
Why not? The Bears are headed for the next round of the playoffs, winning this game 5-2 and winning the series 2-0. We'll be back with the recap in just a moment.
Special. Taste how good it can be. At Sam's, you're special. You'll love our commitment to quality. Made to order, fresh to you. Since 39, we're great at what we do. Sam's, Italian sandwich shops. Taste the way good food should. At Sam's, you never had it so good.
It all started here in Great Works, just outside Old Town, with Percy O'Keefe's father and his partner some 78 years ago. They would mix up the flavors, all the good ones like root beer, birch beer, sarsaparilla, even cream sodas, bottle it up themselves. And for over 30 years now, Percy's been delivering S&OK soda all around Maine. For the good old-fashioned flavors, S&OK soda from Butterfield Bottling, a Maine native.
In a world of warped, cracked, leaky wooden doors, one door stands alone. The beautiful Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. Rugged fiberglass and solid insulating foam that looks just like wood, but stands up in blistering heat and biting cold for years. The great-looking, trouble-free Fiber Classic by Therma-Tru. An open and shut case for greater home beauty.
See Brill Lumber Company, Bridgeton, and Welch's Hardware, East Lebanon.
After this weekend, there will be 8 college hockey teams left. The Maine Black Bears, one of them, as they are on to Wisconsin with a 5-2 victory over Bowling Green tonight. Maine sweeps the best-of-3 series with an exciting victory here this evening. Joining us here post-game is Jim Montgomery, Maine's outstanding freshman. You had your 25th goal of the year tonight. It proved to be the game winner. Things turned real quickly. They tied you up at 2-2, and your goal and the one by Mike really seemed to light a fire under the team.
Mike's goal was the big one, I think, because yeah, I don't know, it just seemed like take a lot of pressure off our shoulders, and it seemed like it really got them down. It really wasn't their goaltender's fault, too. It looked like it was just a bad hop off the ice. But I know we're just so elated right now going out to Wisconsin, and we're going to enjoy it right now, but I know Coach Walsh is going to have us prepared already, starting right now for Wisconsin.
All right, Jimmy, let's take a look at your goal tonight and see what happened on this one.
Brian got it back to Claudio Scremin. He just threw it towards the front of net. And I intercepted it here, and Justin put a screen pick on their D. and I saw the upper top hand corner over his glove side, and I just tried to roof it there, and I guess it worked.
You and Downey have been working well together. The line's been playing very well, and tonight things seem to click, especially in the second and third periods, and a great job tonight, too, by Scott King again.
Oh, he's just unreal. He's just so steady. I mean, I've never seen him give up a weak goal mentally, you know, and that's just a sure thing of a great goaltender, and I'm sure he's going to have a great career. But overall, I mean, our team just played great defense in that last period and the second, too. We really, killing that 5-on-3 was a big key. Arobi did a great job.
Well, a pretty good way to start off your career as a freshman. You're in the Final 8. You're off to Wisconsin now. What do you know about them? What kind of series do you expect?
I don't know much about them. I've never seen them play, and I don't even know their color or uniforms. But I'm sure by tomorrow night I'll know a lot, because Coach Walsh will have us prepared for them.
Jim, congratulations. You've had a terrific season so far, and things are looking up now. 8 teams left. You're one of them. Good luck the rest of the way, and have a great series in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Jim Montgomery, a goal tonight to lead the Maine Black Bears, a 5-2 win over Bowling Green. We'll come back and wrap it up in just a moment.
Bumps as big as cars. Sunday River, you've got to ski it to believe it.
University of Maine playoff hockey. Brought to you by Portsmouth Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, your total transportation center. By Home Vision Video. With 17 locations, we've got everything you need to take Hollywood home. By John Roberts Factory Outlet, offering expertly tailored business attire for men and women at the lowest possible prices. And by S&OK, Maine's premier old-fashioned soda. Available through Cumberland and York distributors.
All right, 5-2 the final score. The Bears sweep the series 2-0. And Scott Smith, I guess we can tell Jimmy Montgomery and anybody else that wants to know, Wisconsin's colors are red, and there's going to be a lot of red out there, huh?
The whole crowd will be red, and there'll be 8,000-9,000 people there. And Maine's the toughest place to play college hockey in the country, but Wisconsin's number 2.
You've played against Wisconsin. You've played out there. Let's just a little brief synopsis of what we can expect. I understand it's like an 8,000-seat stadium, and it's a sea of red everywhere you go.
Oh, it's a beautiful arena, and they pack it every night. And Wisconsin goes out and recruits big players, and they're a big, strong, physical team. And Maine's going to have their work cut out for them. But as Jimmy Montgomery mentioned, Sean Walsh will definitely have them ready, starting probably at about 10:30 tonight.
And about this series, a game Bowling Green team, but when it came down to a team of great players versus 2 superstar players, and Emerson and Blake, obviously the team of great players won, and the Bears got solid goaltending and just tremendous team play.
Well, I talked to Coach Crowder today, and I said, Bruce, sum up this Maine team, and he said commitment to excellence, and they have that all over the locker room, and every player believes that Maine hockey is a commitment to excellence, and we saw 20 guys go out and do it tonight, and they've done it all year long. Hopefully they can bring that right into Wisconsin.
And the home streak here at Alfond Arena continues. However, the home streak will have to wait until next year now, because play now is on the road. The next stop is Madison, Wisconsin. Scott, thanks very much. Let's send it down to Rich Kimball. Rich?
All right, thanks very much, Dale and Scott. And so the Maine Black Bears have taken a big step toward their 3rd consecutive Final Four appearance. They're on to the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament at Wisconsin next weekend. Our final again tonight is Maine 5, Bowling Green 2. For Dale Duff, Scott Smith, and our production crew, this is Rich Kimball saying good night and happy St. Patrick's Day from the Alfond Arena.